The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago, for we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day.
Welcome, guys. I got to figure out how to get that to set automatically. To the very first episode of The Raven. I guess it's our new addition or newest addition to the NDS universe. And I'm trying. It's been a while since I've been in the seat by myself. And we have this wonderful new studio with all of this tech and everything that I've got to try to figure out and not break while I'm here. Guys, before we get into this episode and we describe, I want to explain to you what this is going to be. It's going to be Timeline Cleanse-esque, but a lot of you know I moved away from Timeline Cleanse for specific reasons. We'll get into all of that. We're going to have a call-in segment of the show, which is very cool. I got to figure out how to get the phone number up on this screen. Before we do any of that crap, guys, a little, reminder. Let you know where you can support the show, how we're going to do this. We got to do it like this. Patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad. That's where you want to go if you want to support us and what we're doing over here at TopLobsta Productions in Nephilim Death Squad Studios. A lot has changed since the last time I was solo. A lot of you guys are keeping up with the show, so you know what's going on. But we've picked up Straight Bible with Matt of the Standard Coffee Shop, and now we're doing The Raven, my solo show, so we're expanding the universe. This is something that we wanted to do back in the day. We're getting at it now. We have rectified a bit of the issue that was going on with Patreon. A lot of you know that we got copyright struck, which explains our trepidation when it comes to music right now. A lot of you guys were complaining about the crows. I'm just trying to produce and stay on the safe side of things. We got hit for a copyright strike because of Vinny Paz and End of Days, our iconic NDS intro music. We've had to move away from it because of that copyright strike. Things have been a little bit weird trying to get all the content up, but it's back, it's flowing, and you guys on Patreon are getting access to episodes again that the regular people haven't gotten access to, and that's going to continue throughout the day. Anyway, guys, patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad. Sign up there and support the show. And how do we want to do this? We want to go back here. I'll figure this all out in due time, guys. Also, shout out to Morning Crew for rating the stream. I appreciate it, guys. Get cozy, get comfy. We're going to get into a little bit about what this show is going to be. Era in the chat, yes, it's just me today. And this is what The Raven is. The Raven is going to be a timeline cleanse type of show where we're going to do some viewer-submitted content. You can see there beneath my name, you can send content at David L. Corbo on X. Send it there to my DMs. Please be reasonable, guys. Be reasonable. I know we like to have fun, but I don't want to watch black people kill each other or any of that kind of stuff. I want... If you can get some conspiracy-related content or some comedy-related content, we'll do a viewer submission segment. Second half of the show, we are actually doing a call-in. So I'll tell you right now, I don't know how to go about doing this. Maybe I'll whip up a ticker. I just got so many tickers on the screen. 321-209-8551. Guys, write this down. Take it down. I'll get it up on the screen at some point. 321-209-8511. Or I'm sorry, 8551. We're screwing that up already. We're going to do a call-in segment, second half of the show. If you call that number right now, the lines are closed, but if you're looking to just leave a voice memo, you could do that. Call up that number, 321-209-8551. Leave a voice memo. If you want to be on air, second half of the show, we're going to go and open up the lines and start taking calls. So this is my attempt to Era says you haven't checked the messages I sent months ago. You know what it is? I'm such a goof. I couldn't figure out how to do this in a way that wasn't going to dox you guys. Remember I was doxing your phone numbers? It was like a very simple button that I had to click, and I wouldn't do that. And I'm good now. So we're not going to don't worry, we're not going to dox your phone numbers. But this way we can actually play your messages, we can take your calls and not have anybody know what your personal cell phone number is, which I think is going to be huge. So we're going to get into a little bit of content after I guess I give you guys a refresher in the old spirit of Timeline Cleanse. What we used to do is we used to just do a recap. We used to hang and talk about all the things that are going on. By the way, guys, you can see at the bottom of the ticker here, I've rectified all of my places where you can donate if you want to support me directly at David Corbo 7 on PayPal, on Venmo, $ David Corbo 7 on Cash App. It's all one thing now, David Corbo 7. You can find me on most of those platforms. So I don't know where to begin. I mean, I had a pretty big weekend. Oh, I see voicemails are coming in. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Like I said, 321. What did I say? Hold on. Let's look at it again. 321-209-8551. We'll get it up on the ticker. Call, leave a voice memo, or call when the lines are open, and we'll get to chatting. So I had a big weekend. A lot of you guys know I got blaptized, big guamin. We're doing big things over here. But before we even get into that, we had a couple of eventful things. I watched a UFC fight for the first time in a long time, and I was I was sorely disappointed. I haven't watched a UFC fight because a lot of you guys know I'm very sleepy. I like catching a reasonable bedtime, and UFC just comes on simply too late for me. But this was in Abu Dhabi, so this was taking place at like 2 p.m. I said, you know what, dude, I'm going to tune in. It's the first time I've tuned in for a long time. And I caught a couple of fights. I caught the Mackenzie Dern versus TopLobsta fight, which went the way that I had hoped that it was going to go. Although, watching Mackenzie Dern spend a lot of time on her back and like refusing to get up, she had to be stood up a couple of times by the referee. It was a weird fight. Ultimately, she won it, and I'm happy about that. Mostly, I pick a fighter based off of their looks. I have nothing against TopLobsta, but when a female TopLobsta emerges, I recoil. I'm a shallow man, and looks are really the thing here. Guys, I see the donations coming in. Thank you so much. Shout out to Chuck Irwin. Just did a little Rumble rant, says, I love you for $20. Thank you, brother. Love you too. I hope you're doing well. I know you're a Florida guy. I'm hoping, and I didn't say it, we are coming live from the Standard Coffee Shop / NDS Studios. If you're a Florida guy, or gal, I'm sorry, or Zimzer, whatever, and you want to come by and you want to hang out, we're here all the time. Come to the coffee shop, grab some quality coffee. We got a little product placement up there, right? There you go, the Standard Coffee behind my head. And come and hang. Lots of really cool people come through here all the time. Jason, Jordan, a lot of J's. Not a lot of J's, not like that. Who else came by? Eric, Dylan. There's a bunch of really cool people that stop by all the time, and it's becoming this hub. So there's dangerous retards funneling into this coffee shop. They're bringing their Bibles. They're doing Bible studies. It's incredible. So yeah, Chuck, I know you're a local guy. I hope you can come through. Let's also check out, man, thank you guys so much. We got money just coming in on all kinds of things. Cash App. Thank you, Emily Pareca. God bless the Pareca. I hope you guys are doing well. Sent $2 for welcome back, Bird Mommy. Thank you very much for the warm welcome back. Man, I guess I got to count. I got to start putting money up on the ticker. Atma, a shout out to Atma for the $5.47. He says, have some money. Glad you're back and Guamin. Thank you, Atma. Feels good to be back. Feels good to be Guamin. And thank you to John Black for the $5 Cash App donation. I'm joyous hearing about your baptism. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that. We're going to have to start doing this like tally thing. I think we'll do 2, we'll do 5, we'll do 20, we'll do $5.47, and we'll count it all up at the end of the show. You can see we got a goal here, $400, a lofty goal, but it'd be very cool if we can make it. So yeah, we'll get into the baptism in a little bit, but I continued on watching the UFC fight, and it was a lot of fun up until the main event, which is something that I never watched Aspinall fight. I watched the last John Jones fight, and I heard everybody saying Aspinall should have been the guy that fought him. There's a lot of hype behind him. Like I said, I've been out of the loop for so long because I'm a sleepy guy and I'm not staying up till 1 a.m. to catch a fight. And so I watched some Aspinall fights leading up to this because I was excited I was going to be able to catch this fight at what, I guess 4 p.m., something like that. And I don't know, maybe I could bring up a tweet here. I made a tweet about it. The fight gets stopped early, man. I was joking around in the chat. Shout out to Toad, sweet Toad, who provided me, allegedly, I'm not going to say that, but allegedly in this fictional story, he provided me with a link so that I could watch this without, paying an incredible amount of money in this imaginary story. And I'm so glad that I did, because if I had hypothetically in this imaginary scenario bought this stream, I would have been freaking out. I think they should issue refunds. So I was joking around in the chat. I was saying first round TKO, a stoppage by Tom Aspinall, and he's fighting Cyril Gaines, which or Gons, whatever, I've actually discovered is just how black people say cereal, Cyril. And the whole thing is very, very frustrating. I'll let you guys watch it. Like I said, glad that I didn't pay for this stream. If I had, I'd have been a little irate. Okay, here, let's go. Here, boop. And so this is actually this guy here, F the left. And guys, I know I'm trying to be better. We're streaming on all platforms. I don't want to get taken down off YouTube. You guys know Timeline Cleanse didn't used to stream on YouTube, and for because we got taken down because somebody sent me murder somebody sent me murder videos and I played them live on YouTube. Didn't know what I was getting into, and then we got removed and a strike, and we couldn't post on YouTube for weeks. So if you're looking for something a little bit grittier, this isn't going to be it. I got to play it safe. I got to not get our channels tanked. And also, look, to be perfectly honest, guys, we're operating out of the standard coffee shop. My days of getting people to dox me and threaten me with murder because of the things I say and do on the internet are rightfully so long behind me. Because I have people now that I gotta take care of, and I can't have anything bad befall them because of my own bullcrap. So F the left. I guess we could say fuck. At Make Them Summer says, Suffer says it's not an eye poke that's a fighter wanting an out. Tom Aspinall is a pussy. That's what he's saying, and he's got this image here mid fight. You have this eye poke. But dude, and it looks innocuous. It looks, not that bad if you're looking at it here. I am sharing this, right? Okay, thank God. But if you go back to the post that I replied with, let's go check that out. I mean, I said you're retarded, because if you watch this, and you could say like Tom Aspinall, he quit or whatever, but that's a different discussion. That is a poor representation of the eye poke that actually took place. Take a look at this, guys. This is gnarly.
Is it double? Like, what are you seeing when you
Boom,
try to open your eye?
right face palm.
Look.
And then look at how deep. Look at how deep this dude's finger is in his eyes. This is rough. Yeah, Emily says now they know where to come murder you. Well, it's like I've never been too afraid of that sort of thing, but I just don't want anybody to come here and disturb, business. I mean, it's a huge risk. It's a huge risk taking on the boys and saying, "Hey, open up a podcast studio in my coffee shop." And I want to make sure that we make good on that risk, and that it's not a poor investment. So yeah, I mean, I don't want anybody coming here and double fingering my eye sockets in the coffee shop. This is deep. Watch the retract. Watch when he pulls his fingers out of the eye sockets of Tom Aspinall. Albeit, people say, oh, the index finger went deeper into that eye. But in fact, curiously enough, it was Tom Aspinall's other eye that was bothering him, so therefore it's fake. I'm like, dude, you have no idea if this guy's fingernail scratched his eye. I saw a wonderful tweet that was like, you try fighting Cyril Gons without being able to see him. You know what I mean? Like, come on, first round, and we're doing this. Watch how deep it goes. You can tell by the the distance it comes back out. Watch this.
Fucking double poke, both eyeballs.
I mean,
what do you see when
dude.
you try to open your eye? I can hardly open
What a
my eye.
nightmare.
Look.
What a nightmare.
Fucking double poke,
Just
both eyeballs.
the retract is
Is it
huge. I know you
double?
probably
Like,
can't
what
see
are
because
you
the chat's in the
seeing when
way.
you try to
Not going to
open your
remove the
eye?
chat.
I
This
can
show's all
hardly
about the
open
chat.
my
So yeah, man, all of that just to say, what a disappointment. What a disappointment. I was so bummed out. You know, I was looking forward to watching a UFC fight for the first time in a long time, and that was stoppage. The whole thing was done. They ended the fight right there, and I couldn't imagine the people that were paying for it. The people that paid for that fight, not good at all. Not good at all. Let's check in with the chat. What's going on? Hey, it's Patrick Shouts. How you doing, brother? Says, good to see you again, Mr. Raven. Good to see you, brother. Have a great stream, and I hope all you retards have a blessed day. Shouts out and off to bed. Love you all. Hope you have a blessed day too. What time is it? You work nights. That's what's going on. Well, get some sleep, Pat. Good seeing you. I hope everything's well. Hope the family's well. I see we have some more donations coming in. We're going to get to another topic. And then, like I said, guys, second half of the show, we are opening up the lines. You know what? Let's adjust a banner right now. We'll toss this on the banner. Let's hide this. Let's edit it. And then we'll go boom, boom, boom. Call in. This is real-time production. 321-209-8551. 32, what did I say? 321. 321, boom, boom, boom. 209. I got to check it again. Guys, the lines are closed right now, but if you'd like, you can leave a voicemail. And is that 8551? Good God, guys. Somebody help me out here. 8551. The lines are currently closed. However, you can leave a voice memo, and we can play them at the end of the show. And at the second half of the show, there it is, guys. See right at the bottom. Boom. At the second half of the show, we're going to open up the lines and we'll take some callers. I don't know how much time you have on the voice memo thing. I imagine it's not that long. So, try to be concise with your voice memos because we're going to end up playing them. You're going to get cut off. Which is always a little bit of a bummer, right? So I went to Suppress Fest, which was very cool. Shout out to Adam. Adam, the lectern guy, Adam Johnson. I don't think he minds me name doxing him. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Capital Armory and Silent Steel USA. A lot cooler than the last time. Check that out. Suppress Fest 2025 media. We got our media passes, and we got a lot of footage. And it was a really cool time. Adam, the lectern guy, invited us out. And not only did he invite us out, I can't wait for you guys to see the footage because he helped me conduct all of these interviews. So I'm not a huge gun guy. And obviously, Adam is, so he knows his stuff. So I was able to introduce kind of schizophrenic questions to the vendors and everything. One of my favorite questions was, when dealing with the Nephilim that are said to be as tall in some cases, and we're talking conservatively, 18 feet tall. The ratio is 1 to 2, meaning they're half as wide as they are tall. So if it's 18 feet tall, it's 9 feet wide, 2 rows of teeth, 6 fingers, all fast twitch muscle fiber. What do you have as a vendor that could take out something like that? And that was a fun question to get the ball rolling. And so they would show us, the ammunition that they're working with. They would show us their the guns that they're developing, if they're developing guns. And of course, they would also show us the suppressors that they were, because it's Suppress Fest. And so the whole thing was a lot of fun. And then Adam would come in, he'd ask a little bit more technical questions because I'm an idiot and I don't know, what's really going on. What's really going on. This was their 10th anniversary, huge turnout. It was a blast, man. I didn't get to do as much shooting as I had hoped because I was in a work capacity. But Matt came with us, Matt of Straight Bible of the Standard Coffee Shop, newest addition to the team. And he was conducting some interviews too. He's asking also, important questions, things like tariffs, things like, the cost of ammunition and how that fluctuates dependent upon perception. right? It's like if COVID rolls around and people perceive that things are going to get tough, well, then the cost of ammo goes up. People are price gouging, et cetera. So we got some good questions in there, and we had a really good time. But what a cool event. It's just cool because Nancy's in the chat. What kind of content do you want? Nancy, I would love to get some content that is, schizophrenic. We're looking for conspiracy content. We're looking for funny content. We're just looking for something that's not going to be horrifying. I don't, you know what it is? It's just like, I don't want to watch stuff that makes me contemplate hating an entire group of people. You know what I'm saying? And I have a lot of tolerance. But I noticed towards the end of Timeline Cleanse, I was becoming calloused. And let me tell you, I still see stuff in real life. You guys know what I'm talking about. That does get me a little calloused. And so I have enough of it. IRL, I don't need any of it. I don't need any of it. On the show. Anyway, so Suppress Fest was a great success. We have all this footage. We keep doing this, guys. It's like we make footage for the well situation, right? Joe Gilberti, the well that's in this kind of the Sarasota area. Is it Sarasota or Saratoga? Saratoga is the water. Sarasota is the location. We have all this footage, but we're not documentarians. I have all this footage from Bohemian Grove. By the way, Bohemian Grove, tentatively the first week of March. I'm in discussions with Sam Hyde's team. Not a given. Not a given. We're not saying it's definitely happening, but we are having discussions. They need me to send them footage from Bohemian Grove. We're building a studio. We're shooting. We're making shows. It's a lot. And I haven't even gotten around to parsing through that footage. So we have this documentary team. They come out, they record all this stuff. It's fantastic. I don't even have the bandwidth right now to edit it. Also, I'm not a documentary maker, so I want it to be good. I don't know how to do it. So now we have all this footage from Suppress Fest. We have to get through that. It's a whole thing. But yeah, right now, if I can just get them some teaser footage and send it over to Sam Hyde's team so we could see what we're about, there's a high likelihood, I would say, all things going the way that I want, we could have Sam Hyde. I got to ask myself, too. It's like we're doing Bohemian Grove, right? We have Owen Benjamin. We have Sam Tripoli. Now we're going to get Sam Hyde, potentially. We had Leonardo Joni for the last one. These are all some of my favorite people. And I'm going, where do we go from here? You know what I mean? Like, as far as, did we arrive too quickly? But the great thing is the first day of Bohemian Grove, because we're only doing one day of performances this time. It's going to be from about noon to maybe 11 at night. It's going to be a long day with a lot of fun and a lot of hang time in between performances so we could all schmooze. And the first day, because that's the second day, the first day is going to be a nice, cozy, intimate thing. This is something that I learned from Quite Frankly. Shout out to Frank, who, by the way, we're doing a special Halloween episode with October 30th. Especially if you're a Patreon member, you can find this link. And if you go through my Twitter, you can find this link. I posted it. But we are doing like a Chronicles crossover. So if you guys have had stories, any of you guys that are listening that have spooky stories you've been wanting to submit to Chronicles, if they're particularly wild, maybe consider sending them in for the special crossover Halloween edition of Chronicles with, Quite Frankly. We're going to be streaming to his audience. We're going to be live streaming to our audience. That's going to be a lot of fun. But what I learned from him was, like, I know that people like to be entertained. We focused a lot on the entertainment last time, and it was very stressful. But what I learned from going to, Quite Frankly's Jamboree, what was the other thing? Soiree, it was a 2-day event, was that people really just want to, like, hang with other like-minded people that they see in the chat, and the creators. So the first day, the VIP experience is going to be here in the Standard Coffee Shop. We're going to open up these studio doors. I know you can't see them. I'm pointing at them. We're going to do a live Bible study with Matt, with Ed Mabry, And guys like Stephen of the Biblical Hitman or Brad of the Awakened Podcast, any of the people that we invite to perform or otherwise are going to be here among the VIP members. So that's going to be a VIP day. We're going to spend a long time here. We're going to be eating, drinking coffee. I don't know if we can have a little bit of booze. I don't know, within reason, here just to hang out with each other. And then the next day is going to be performances. So, invite Jerry Marzinski. That would be a really great idea. I think that would be super cool. We'll look into that. All right. Suppress Fest was a good time. We're going to talk about the baptism. What time are we at? We're at the half an hour mark. And then we'll play some viewer submitted content you see there. Oh, that's actually, hey, Madeline, how'd you get on the screen? I meant to click on invite to Dr. Jerry Marzinski, which is a great idea. But also, Matt is working. He's right on the other side of that door, and he's working. So you can see there, send content to @DavidL on X. Before we open up the lines for calls, we're going to watch a little bit of viewer submitted content. I have a couple of things too, nothing too serious. We're just kind of getting into it this episode, setting whatever the pace is, whatever the tone is, and then we'll get into the call segment. What the hell did I want to do real quick? There was something that I wanted to do. I want to address these donations that are coming in. Here we go. All right, awesome. You guys are crushing it. At the bottom of the screen there, you can see if you want to support the show, that's where the donations go at David Corbo 7. Pretty much on all platforms. That's Cash App, that's Venmo, that's PayPal. And then, of course, you can do Rumble Rants. That's a great way to support the show. Let's address that real quick. Thank you to Stacks Farmstead. Good to see you, Stacks. I hope you're doing well. Hope your family's doing well. Hope your little girl's doing well. He says, $2 tier still a thing. Congratulations on the baptism. Thank you very much, Stacks. I really appreciate it. And it was a huge moment for me. You guys saw my post where it was, me getting baptized. My whole family got baptized. So super big deal for me. Super big day. Thank you, Stacks, for the support. Let's write that down. Boom. There's a $2 donation right there. And let's check Cash App. Valkyrie, welcome back, Maddie, for the $5 donation. Thank you, Valkyrie. I hope you're doing well. Long time no chat. Curtis, I hope you're doing well, dude. It's nice to see these names again. I haven't seen you guys in a while. Haven't got to talk to you. Shout out to Curtis. Thank you for the $5 donation for nuts, guts, and retard stuff. Amen, brother. Thank you very much. I need buttons. I don't have buttons. We got to fix that in the future. I mean, I have some buttons on StreamYard, but it's not, I need a thing to hit the thing. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, and then let's check Venmo real quick. I don't think we have anything on Venmo. And I never turned on my notifications for PayPal all this time. That's very silly of me. We could have been getting donations in PayPal this whole time, and I'm just chatting it up. Okay, good. We got nothing on PayPal. I mean, not good, but, how do I turn we'll do that another time. So let's see what we got. We're going to get into a little bit of the content that I prepared, which is virtually non-existent. I knew that I was going to be chatting you guys up a lot and that it had been a while since we caught up. I want to ask you, now that we have the chat here, and this is, like I said, a chat-driven show, this is my attempt to, the donations are nice, but one of the things that I miss about Timeline Cleanse was the community building. If you make a show that's all about the chat, you guys are going to be calling in, leaving voice memos, sending content, and chatting, and we're going to be addressing that sort of stuff. It really brings everybody together. It helps me to figure out, who are the people that really support us, who are the people that are here all the time in the chat, not just donating, but, you're here, you're talking, you're part of the community, you know each other. I miss that aspect. I'm hoping that The Raven, this show, will serve to kind of bring that back. So that's really the point of this show. I have some stuff that I could pull up, but I'm hoping you guys go at David L. Corbo on X and we submit some stuff here. Now, I know we had actually, this is actually kind of fun. We'll bring this up. This was actually from Top, and I thought it was just such a crazy post. Oh, you know what? I didn't even talk about the baptism. I was about to move on to stuff. We got to talk about the baptism before we get into it. What are we at? The 32-minute mark. Okay. As long as lobsters don't come shit on the fun times again. No, he doesn't. He doesn't shit on the fun times. He likes the fun times. Eamon Rat says, I'm not going to donate, though. I don't want your money, Eamon Rat. In fact, if you send me money, Amen Rat, I'm sending it back. I'm sending it back because I don't want your money. It's tainted with fucking stupid. So don't send me any of that money. Man, okay. The baptism, right? This is something I've been going to the same church for a while. I know a lot of people in the chat when I not in the chat, but in the comment section when I posted a picture of me getting. Now, this is not a dig. This is not a dig. It's just an observation. There was only 2 people that had anything to say besides thank you. Besides congratulations. Number 1 were losers that are like, oh, you're falling for this Jewish, psyop that is Christianity. And I'm like, oh, whatever, dude, don't care. The other one, and we only got a few of those. Most people, super supportive. Awesome. I really appreciated it. I mean, there's so many people that came out, hundreds of people across multiple platforms that came out, congratulated me, were so pumped for me. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. The other one, and this isn't a dig. This isn't where you think it's going. Catholics, they were a little bit, they had something other to say than congratulations. But ultimately, all it was just like, was it done correctly or there's an idea within Catholicism, like they think that they got it figured out. But of course, all denominations think they got it figured out. And I know it's a difference between like Protestants and Catholics or whatever. But I just noticed that was the only thing where Catholics were like, oh yeah, you did? How'd you do it? Where are you going? And I'm not mad at that. I'm gonna tell everybody where I got it done. So I wanted to go to an Orthodox Christian church, but the nearest one is an hour away. For some people, that's not a big deal. For me, there's an MMA gym that I want to go to, and it's like a little bit further. It's like 20 minutes away, which isn't really that bad. Honestly, the main reason I'm not going there is because I just heard a bunch of bad shit about this gym. I'm not going to say its name. If you're anybody who's thinking about moving to the Lady Lake area, who also is an MMA gym owner, please do, dude. Please do. I will come all the time. I will shout out your gym all the time. We'll bring as many dangerous retards in there as possible. I miss my MMA gym. The closest one is not good. And then outside of that, it's very far away. So when I say that the Orthodox Church is an hour away, that's simply too far. It's simply too far. And then I go with, because I've never been to church, so my liaison, my chaperone, if you will, to the church, because I didn't want to like start going to some other place when there were people that were inviting me that are literally close to my family, and that is Top and his family are inviting me to their church. It's Pentecostal. And unfortunately, it's not the type of Pentecostal that has like snakes. I was really looking forward to like the snake wrangling. No snakes. But they do like, we talk about it on the show all the time. There is like a tongues thing. And every time the tongues thing pops off, I'm like, this is a little bit crazy. So, we talk to Matt all the time. Matt has a disdain for the 501c3 program. He calls it the show, which is like, I get it, because you show up and it's like, how many songs? I think he nailed it. It's like 5 songs. 5 songs and then you do tithing. They talk about mission work, and then there's like a chunk of time that's for the sermons. Now this past one, the sermon went on for a really long time, and it was about just the unbelievable fact that God loves you as much as he loves his only begotten son. And that Jesus' last prayer, as he knows that his impending death is on the horizon, is for the people who followed him, that they might know that God loves them as much as he loves him, and that they might be one with him and God in this. So it was like the sermons crush. And they do the tongues thing. So like, my litmus, I think is a test, is the expression is for the sermon. The songs are like, I take them or leave them. Sometimes they're bangers, but I'm not the guy. I'm never the guy. I don't do the swaying, stuff like that. I literally just stand there. As they go, please stand up. Now you can sit down. Please stand up. Now you can sit down. And I do the songs. I listen to them, but I don't sway. I don't do any of that stuff. But I appreciate them. I'm there for the sermon. So for the past 7 weeks, the sermon is on the concept that Jesus came, God came in the flesh, fully man, fully God, came in the flesh as a servant. Passages that are talking about that the greatest among you shall be the lowliest among you. And that if you want to be great, among your people, then come as a servant. And so this whole thing is humility and humbling yourself and using Jesus as an example. And it's all scripture driven. So everything that the pastor is talking about, shout out Pastor Rick. You guys know that I love Pastor Rick, is all scripture driven. So for 7 weeks, we're talking about humility, humbling yourself, Christ coming as a servant. And then, this last one was about Jesus's last wish as his impending death is coming, and what a prayer it was. So everything to me checks out. It all checks out. I don't have any, except for when they talk in tongues, and I'm like, which I don't know how I feel about it, but it's not the past. It's just random old, because I live in the villages is nothing but old people. So we're in a congregation of 90-year-olds, and they're speaking in tongues. And I don't know, man. Shamalahaya, Shamalamama. It's whatever. So all good. We do the I've been waiting for the baptism. And my wife is an ex-JW, so there was this question about, are you going to get baptized? I'd like her to get baptized, but I've never been one to force my wife in any direction. I'll ask questions. If I feel like it's a sensitive subject, I just back off. I don't believe that you can change people's mind in one aggressive sit-down. I believe that it takes exposure and patience to an idea and gentle prodding and nudging over a long period of time. So that's exactly what I did. I left it alone. I didn't do... I wish he did, dude. Xerox, my brother in Christ who believes in everything he sees on the internet just like me. I wish that he did. You know how fun it would be if TopLobsta spoke in tongues? So no, but he doesn't. He doesn't do it. And he doesn't really have a take on it either way. I mean, he recognizes the comedy of it. And I don't know if I'm a bad dude for laughing at it. Whatever. I don't know. So yeah, I nudge my wife over and over again. I really don't even know if she's going to do it until the day of. And my son wants to do it. He's 10 years old. He says he knows what it means. I think he knows what it means. He's got dad's here all the time. I'm talking about all this stuff. He hears it. He knows we have conversations about it. Especially when it comes to spooky, negative nighttime experiences. I tell him to call on the name of Jesus Christ, to pray and things like that. And since that introduction years ago, he doesn't have that experience anymore. So he knows this is an important thing. And of course he goes to church with us and everything like that. So he's all in. He says yes, he's enthusiastic about it. And he was. I don't know if you probably can if you go to Life Church Summerfield. If you Google that, you will find their live stream. And you'll see it. And you can see my son where, the pastor goes to him, Pastor Rick goes to him. He's like, do you know what this means? And he puts the mic to my son, and my son's like, yes, I do. It's very funny. And because he's pumped about it. But yeah, so the big day comes. We go and do our thing. I bring a change of clothes, a little bit antsy, a little nervous. Because the way that it works is at my church, at my Pentecostal church, there is stained glass panels that are on the stage. They open, and behind them is this baptism pool, which I was when I heard that, I was a little bit iffy about it. And then it turned out to it was nice. It was clean. It was well maintained. And it was a really positive experience. But before when we get there and I show up and I'm fully clothed, I don't have my swim stuff on yet because I brought a change of clothes. We're going over scripture that talks about John the Baptist, baptizing Jesus. And Jesus comes to be baptized, and John's taken aback. He's like, you're supposed to baptize me. I'm going to baptize you. And so, they go through this process, and when he baptizes Jesus, he baptizes him in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So that was and then he shows you multitudes of other scripture where people are getting baptized. They're getting baptized in water. They have to be fully submerged. And he explains why he thinks that's the case. And then he shows you where people are getting baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So he's like, we do it how Jesus said to do it. And then he shows me the scripture that it says that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that checks out to me. I mean, I'm not a very smart man, but I'm looking at it and I'm going, yeah, it seems to be the case. So that's how we ended up doing it. So we go through this scripture. It's like an hour long of discussing all these different passages where it says this. And that's what I really love about my pastor is like, there's not like speculation. Like he's showing you, we're going over scripture. If it wasn't that, I wouldn't keep going. If this was just this guy talking, he's like, no, every time we're going over scripture. So, the whole thing comes and we go to the bathroom, we get changed. I mean, swimmies, so swim shorts and yeah, we go through the process. My wife goes, and then I go. And then there's like a little girl that they decided was going to go before my son. Is not related to me at all, but I think it was kind of a ladies first thing. And then my son went. But what's really beautiful is we were, like, it was a whole family. So there were other people got baptized that day with us, and it was like an individual experience, somebody who was part of the family who just hadn't done it yet. We were the only people, there was a whole family all at once. Huge relief, man. Huge relief. So yeah, it was great. When we got baptized, it was in the name of the Father, the Son, and you hold your breath when he says the Son, and you create like this whole thing because he's got to be able to grab, because he's an older dude. There's another dude in there with me. If you look it up, if you watch the video or you even see the picture, Pastor Jose, giant dude, looks like a straight up linebacker, mountain of a man. And he's got to help because Pastor Rick is a little long in the tooth. Great guy. Strong for his age. He's in great shape. I don't want to knock Pastor Rick. But yeah, man, it was just, I see Emily says, congratulations for bringing the whole family into the covenant on the 100th anniversary of Christ the King Sunday. Don't even know what that is. Did I wear arm floaties? Atma says, did I wear arm floaties? No, I didn't wear arm floaties. It's a shallow pool. But it was a little bit chilly too. It was a lady that went before us, and she was shivering, dude. She got out of the water. She turns to us. She goes, "It's cold," and she's just trembling. I'm like, "Damn, dude, that's funny." What my baby mama hoe ass. That's cute, isn't it? Says the other dude is actually only 5'10". David is borderline midget. The second half is true and borderline midget, but no, Pastor Jose is a big dude, towers over everybody. Def Not Exer says, does he know you're a part of NDS? I mean, so they know what we do. Top is actually helping them a lot with their musical setup. The soundboards and how everything. I lack the language to describe what Top is doing. But sometimes when you listen to the band, there's certain things where you're like, that's a little bit like this guy's coming in too low. You can barely hear him, or now he's crackling. He's too high, like that kind of stuff. So he's just doing kind of like sound engineering for them. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if he's going to do it, but they want him to play, which is interesting because look, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. Pastor Rick is excellent. Really like him. Couldn't say a negative thing about him. But if he's going to be retiring soon. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to keep going if Pastor Rick is retired. But I recognize the value that this is bringing to my wife, and I recognize the value that this is bringing to my son. But I'm like, I just don't know. I have nothing against the other pastor. It's just like it just doesn't hit the same. He's got a different vibe. It's just not Pastor Rick. But I had this thought, because I was thinking about that heavy in church one day, and I had this thought where it's like, I'm like, I don't know if I need this then. Do I need the songs? Do I need the tithing? Do I need the missions announcements? Do I need X, Y, and Z if I'm not vibing with like the sermons that are being given? And like immediately the thought that I had, and this sounds like so hubris. Is that even the correct word? It sounds so egotistical. But I had this thought where it's like the church, like I'm looking at it like, it's like, what can the church do for me? It's like, no, what can you do for the church? Not even in the sense of like serving, like let's say like, doing odds and ends around the church or missionary or whatever, donations, but just like being there, being part of the congregation, being part of the body. I'm uniquely retarded in my way, and it adds something to the whole thing. And then like after I had that thought, all of a sudden like I'm talking to Top and he's like, oh yeah, they want me to play. And what was really crazy is like Top had a dream. I don't have a dream button. The night before, about like the pastor who handles the whole music aspect. And then the very next day, that pastor asked him like, come down and also can you play it? It was really weird. Like he told us about it. And then he got a text message like an hour later. I was like, damn, dude, Top's got dreams. So I'm like, that's interesting because the church needs Top, he would be a great addition to it. So now I'm starting to look at it through that lens. It's like if Pastor Rick goes away, does it matter? Do we have something to offer, even by way of just being there? Because like I said, it's like a congregation of like 90-year-olds. So like we're a totally different thing, and maybe that's good for them. I don't know. Just a thought. Anyway, so what am I doing here? We are at the 50-minute mark, and I think we're gonna actually open this up, and we'll show the thing that Top posted, and did David even? I don't know, man. I noticed something. I don't know how it looks to you guys. I look like dehydrated. I look a mess. And I asked my wife. I said, "Should I wear a hat?" She goes, "No, I like your hair." I'm like, "You like this fucking thing that's got?" I don't know what's going on. Let me see what the chat is saying, and then we're gonna show what Top posted. And Pastor Raven's got a nice ring to it. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm happy doing this. Somebody said what we do here at TopLobsta Productions and Nephilim Death Squad is a ministry. And I go, ugh. I don't know if that's what it's a heavy thing to say. I'm just going through the chat, see what you guys say. Hot dog flavored black water and chocolate raven. Is that what I got? Oh, look, Top's in the chat. We're going to have Jose on, but I don't know if he'll fit in the studio. Dude, I mean like a big guy. We'd have to take this whole table, slide it very far away from the wall, or turn the damn thing sideways. It's a rectangle. We might have to turn it sideways to offer him some room. Pastor Tony, what are we talking about? I will disown the show if y'all do some Pastor Tony. Oh, you're talking about Merkel. That's not. What do you want, Mason? What do you do? What do you want, Mason? No, Mason, get out of the camera. Yeah, the show is not about you.
You want to know which finger?
Which finger is it, Mason? Don't do it! Don't do it! What do you want? Did you bring me a drink or anything, or are you just here to disrupt the show? Oh, my God. No, you can't see yourself, Mason. Guys, this is Mason at the Standard Coffee Shop. If you want to come here and be just bombarded by somebody who needs all the attention, all of the attention. All right, Mason, I'm turning off the Mason cam. Get out of here.
Say what I'm drinking.
What are you drinking?
The shop promo.
Okay, shop promo. Does it have a label on the cup?
No.
Oh, wow, geez.
This is a waffle cone drink.
A waffle cone drink at the Standard.
It's an iced latte.
It's an iced latte. Salted caramel, white chocolate, and brown sugar. Guys, see, this is the kind of things that you could be drinking if you came down to the Standard Coffee Shop. Get out of here, Mason. You know what, Matt? Matt, don't open the door and then try to be on the show too. Oh my God, these people.
You're killing it though. We got it live out here and people are
That's not true. You don't have it live out there, do you really? Get at it. Get. There's not a crowd watching. It's not even. What time is it? This isn't peak hours for coffee. Welcome to the standard coffee shop, guys. Isn't that nice? Don't ask what Mason's getting into later. Inappropriate. Writer up is correct. Jim Bowman says writer up, and I think that's true. Mason needs to be written up. A demerit? What are demerits? I don't really know what they are, but if you got to give them to her. It says give her a microphone. I bought a microphone here. It was going to be the Mason mic because there's all kinds of fun people that work here. But Top, who I know was in the chat, says get your microphone out of here. That would have been a perfect opportunity for Mason to be mic'd up with the mic arm. She could have talked into it. I don't know if we have a slot for that many microphones, so maybe that's the issue here. Thank you very much, Ryan Drew. You see how that confused me? He says happy baptism, retards. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. Mason needs a Mason mic as well as a Mason. Well, we have the Mason mic or the Mason cam. It's positioned poorly because Mason is 17 feet tall. It needs to be hung from the ceiling in order to get you know what I'm saying. Let's see what's going on here. This is shite. Just David rabbiting on and filling air to grift off chats. Love NDS, but huge part of the dynamic and vibe between Top and Dave. Well, guys, I'm sorry to say, Silly Goose does not like a show where we just hang out with the chat and we have chat submissions and we have a call-in segment and all this. He doesn't want anything for the community, and so I'm sorry to tell you guys, but Silly Goose has said it. I have to pull the plug on the show. He doesn't like it, and he doesn't want you guys to be able to interact. And so it pains me very much. This is going to be the last the Raven that we do. The last the Raven that we do. Okay, so let's get into. Oh, who put that up there? I didn't pull. Oh my goodness, Nancy! Don't say that. Don't say that. Oh my God! Come on, guys! What a satchel full of Richards, Agatha. Please, this is a Christian show. Don't do that. Anywho, okay, what am I doing here? We're going to bring up this tweet from Top, and then we'll start getting into the call-in segment. We'll take a little bit of a break, and then we'll do the call-in segment. All right, so we have this. Are we sharing this? No, we're not sharing this. Boom. No. This is how we want to do it. Okay, this is a really fun tweet because it's super retarded, and that's why I love it. And Top says dumbest, gayest shit I've read in a while. Hope he posts more of it. So we have this from Cabamar Taigeta. I don't know who he is, but this is just perfectly. We talk about on this show quite often about how like the New Age movement and this big deception that's coming. If there is to be this great deception, if there is to be this, massive Antichrist movement, that it would be sort of Jesus adjacent. Right? Am I sharing this? Hold on a second. I got to make sure I'm sharing this. Okay, I am sharing this. It'll be Jesus adjacent. And so they're going to co-opt Jesus and they're going to present him as like this New Age Jesus, right? That's why you look at like Gnosticism, and Gnosticism like has to acknowledge Jesus Christ in some way, shape, or form, but instead it addresses the fractal echoes of God's plan that manifest in this realm in obvious ways, right? Where it's talking about like, Ed Mabry says like the Mazzaroth, which is like the story written in the stars. And then you have this idea of like the sun resting on the celestial crux for 3 days, where the length of the day remains the same for those 3 days. And then we have this like spring, what is it? The summer solstice or whatever it is. And it's like the days become longer after those 3 days and the sun stops residing on the celestial crux. Therefore, the Son of Man resided on the cross and then after 3 days was resurrected. So people point to that and they go, look, it's just an allegory. And I go, no, it's the fractal nature of God's plan echoed through. And then they go, well, what about Jesus lived for 33 years. There's 33 vertebrae in the spine. And and you can meditate and have a Kundalini breakthrough and become like Christ, because Christ was an ascended master. I'm like, all these things are just echoed. I saw one thing where it was like, it showed the binding of cells or something like that, and how it makes like this cross formation. And somebody was like, damn, look, it's even there. And it's like, so all of that to say, like, there are all these elements of the story of Christ. There are all these elements of God's plan that are echoed through our reality. But like Gnostics or homosexuals, they will cling on to one esoteric aspect of it and think that they've got it all figured out. So we're going to read a little bit here. This is a fun one. John Black says, how about Toad cover the end of days at the beginning of NDS? Great idea. I know a lot of people want a Toad cover. We're not going to go in that direction. Not that I don't like Toad. By the way, he released a cover of 30 Seconds to Mars, The Kill, and it was a banger, dude. It was a banger. I told him he needs to set up a Spotify playlist. We're actually going to get Crack Amico to do the new intro, which is going to be very cool. We're in talks with him right now. I mean, who knows? Anything can fall through, right? Tentatively speaking, we have Crack Amico on the line, and we're hoping that he can do our intro. So for now, we're going to have whatever dookie-ass intro that we have, but, that's how it is. All right, here. So we have this asshole, Kabumar Tegeta, says, when Jesus, in quotes, returns, it'll be as a brother and a friend, not as a king or God, which is already, we're off to a real bad start. He won't be a bearded man wearing robes. You ready? Here's the big gay thing. He's B. He's B, the Pleiadian leader of Merope. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right. Wearing a blue uniform and silver boots. So he's going to look like he's out of like Guardians of the Galaxy. And of course, this is all this Galactic Federation slop. We talk about that on the show all the time. It's a rebranding of the same old gay crap. And, this is just the latest, shiniest rendition of it. Elder Sananda's mission, I don't know who, I guess if he's saying that this is, Jesus' real name is Elder Sananda. Good God, man. Mission on Earth was to teach Pleiadian spirituality and prophesize Galactic Federation's ascension plan. What's that? You might be asking. Hold on a second. I see Emily says check payments. We're checking payments. Let's do that real quick. Did I miss any Rumble rants? I'm sorry if I did. I'm scrolling through. Doesn't look like I missed any Rumble rants. Chuck Irwin. I did miss a Rumble rant from Chuck Irwin. Thank you very much. He says, find a gym space and I'll fund it. You run it. People have told me to do that. In order for me to do that, I'd have to take some amateur fights because I won't allow myself to run a gym. If I haven't taken any amateur fights, I think that's a bad move. But also, I just don't have the time for that. The demand, the attention to get a gym fleshed out, and then I guess ideally one day you put coaches in there. I just don't. I want somebody else to come here, open a gym. There's nothing going on here as far as a gym goes, and I think it's fertile ground for one. And we would be able to blast it all the time. We would put attention on that bad boy all the time. So I think it could be a great deal for somebody if anybody's already looking to do that. Thank you very much for the $2 donation, Chuck. So we wrote that down. Let's check out the Hold on. Where am I? I got to get back to this, and we'll bring this back up on the stage in 1 second. I just want to address these. Okay, here we go. We got some more Cash App donations. Thank you to Scott for the $13.33 donation. Congratulations, man. Glad you're back. Guam and Solo. Thank you very much. I know that Silly Goose doesn't like it, but I'm glad somebody does like it. It's not a good show. I understand. But we're just trying to hang with the chat and bring some community together. And this enables me to do that. Thank you once again to Emily Pareca. God bless the Pareca. Sent me $2. Thank you. Reach out to Avoiding Babylon, Robin Anthony. Avoiding Babylon, Robin Anthony. I'll look into it. Avoiding Babylon, Rob and Anthony. Thank you, Emily. I will look into it. Okay. And let me just check real quick. PayPal, I've not turned on my notifications for, which, I really have to. It's only been years. Okay, still not there. Let's go back to this thing that I was talking about. Tyranny number 1 says, I'm blind blapping. Is you blapping or is you guamming? Is you blapping or is you guamming? Eamon Rat says, biblical, a rapture is not biblical. Jesus is probably not on 3-eye Atlas. I mean, that's true. As far as the 3-eye Atlas goes, I don't know. I mean, you know me, I'm in no position to talk about whether or not the rapture is biblical. We've talked about it with the terminology rapture doesn't seem to appear anywhere in the Bible, but this idea that a rapture is a spiritual or supernatural, I forget how he describes it, like moving of an individual from one place to another by like supernatural means. Means that's happened, obviously, but yeah, the terminology rapture doesn't appear. Boop, Nephilim targets at the range. I don't even know how that got on the screen. I'd just be clicking everything. But yeah. I mean, right now my feed is filled with all kinds of 3-eye Atlas crap, and all of it is just like totally bullshit. It's total bullshit. It's people saying things like, Elon Musk has confirmed that 3-eye Atlas is in fact a craft, and then you don't have to, but if you look it up at all, you go, that's simply not true. But it's just everywhere. It's all over. The feed is saturated in it. All right. Silly Goose says, NDS Ouija board coffee tables, bad idea. Bad idea, Silly Goose. Silly Goose, what are you doing? What do you do? You're being a silly goose. That's what's going on. All right. He who sent me is trustworthy, and what I have heard from him, I tell the world. Elder Ikai, leader of the Galactic Federation. Did we even explain what that is? The Galactic Federation of Light is basically a conglomeration of representatives from different alien races that are, studying the development of mankind and who have determined that we have reached a stage in our development where it's time to ascend, but we're being held back by evil a-holes who are in leadership positions around the world. And what they're trying to do is they're working covertly. Trust the plan. Patriots are in control. I mean, Pleiadians are in control. It's the same shit. They're working tirelessly behind the scenes because they love us so, and they're going to remove these people from power, and they're going to help humanity ascend. This is just part of that narrative. Very gay. Elder Ikai, a leader of the Galactic Federation, was Jesus' spirit guide and the voice he called Father in heaven. Man, they're just like, they're trying because they realize how obviously true the story of the coming of Christ is, that they have to co-opt it and try to, insert their own crap, because there was a time where like they used to, if the further back in time you go, because people have always had interactions with this sort of thing, Ascended Masters, shout out to David Icke, they wouldn't even incorporate Jesus Christ into their stories. But it's much like Nathaniel Gillis says, the phenomenon will constantly change according to what we're most likely to believe at the time. So this thing has changed over time. And I think now, especially, that we're experiencing like this revival, and you could say what you want about the revival, things like Charlie Kirk, the lockdowns, yada, 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 have really made people start turning towards Christ. And you could have a conversation about what version of Christianity that is, Christian nationalism, et cetera, et cetera. The bottom line is the consensus of Jesus Christ is overwhelming at this point right now. This thing has to adapt, and it has to start figuring out how to incorporate it into its bullshit. Son of man means like a human, but not a human. Jesus wasn't the only son of man. I mean, it's just like, it's super, look, here we go. He said to them, you are from below, I am from above. You are of this world, I am not of this world. Yes. So like cherry picking things and trying to make it, fit this Galactic Federation of Light narrative. It's like Star Trek. That's what people are willing. And look, I'll give it to them. Homos, atheists, new age losers are very attracted to like the Star Trek aesthetic, right? So, and you got to think about this too. It's like the propaganda machine, Hollywood, has been feeding us this, what we're looking at right here on the screen. Are we looking at this on the screen? Hold on a second. Okay, we are looking at this on the screen. So Hollywood has been feeding us this for a long time. Hollywood is a propaganda machine. Hollywood is predictive programming. They're giving you a scaffolding upon which to cast your own understanding, or at least something to grip onto to understand this great psyop that they plan on feeding us. And I think even though this is super gay, this is a lot more nefarious than maybe we're giving it credit right now because we're laughing at it. But this is the sort of thing, whether it's 3i Atlas, and I agree with Eamon Red. I don't think that that Jesus is riding 3i Atlas and he's on his way here, and that we're going to get this like fake Antichrist version of Jesus when that happens. But I do think, number one, 3i Atlas does give me pause. It's weird how many eggs they're putting in that basket. It seems like they would like this to accomplish something. You know what I mean? If they have an agenda, they want to push it forward. It seems like somebody who's got an agenda, shout out Avi Loeb and Anal Paulina Luna, they want something to happen, it seems. And they'd like 3i Atlas to do that. And I don't know if it's the Jordan Crowder thing where we had him on the show when he's talking about these galactic energies, which even that is a little bit woo-woo for me. But he's, these galactic energies that this thing is going to emit, because Oumuamua, when it came around right after that, we got the lockdowns. And then previously to that in 2017, we had another interstellar object pass through. And after that, we got these big Pentagon releases, that were kind of like UAP flavored, alien flavored. Kind of, it was like when the Pentagon was like, we have recovered off-world crashed craft. Remember that back in 2017? And everybody was like, what? And then it just kind of like went away. And I think that was during the time where we were getting, after that we got peppered with the Bob Lazar story through Joe Rogan. So Jordan Crowder suspects that like each time one of these interstellar objects passes through, and it's really not the third one, according to Jordan, we just developed the technology to detect these things, and then we detected 3 since we've built that technology. But he goes, every time they pass through, something interesting happens. He's expecting something to happen. So it was like, I think there might be something to it, whatever. I think mostly it's gay and funny, though. It's a great source of comedy for me, the 3i Atlas thing. And so is this. This is very funny to me. And then we're going to read scripture, and they're going to try to bend it to fit their big gay thing. But I like what Top is saying here. Dumbest, gayest shit I've read in a while. Hope he posts more. And I think so, too. I hope he does, because I like to see what these people are falling for. Let's see. We got one of the homies here. Why the F do aliens and people from the future always have to come back in some faggy effing uniforms and silver boots looking like gays? That's how you know it ain't Jesus. Shout out to the Noticing Walrus. Hey, shout out to Milkus Dogus. Man, these are all the homies. Isn't Jesus supposed to come back in the same body? I wanted you guys to ask Ed about that. It's a good question. Colin says, what's it say? Rule with an iron fist or something? What is this? Oh no, look at TopLobsta. This is Top right now. This is Top if he breathes in any more acrylic fumes. Top has got his space laser from the Jews, and he's been making these really wonderful, beautiful signs that we've got hung up all around the studio right now. But he is, I think, breathing in too much acrylic, and soon will be transforming. Oopsie. We go this, we do this, we add this to the stage, and then we do this. That's what we do. All right. We're going to take a little break. I got to make a pee-pee, and then we're going to come back. We're going to open the lines for the calls, guys. That number at the bottom. Let's wait for it. Whoa! When did I get a logo? When did that pop up? What's that? Look at the top. Look at that. Top's in here doing something. I didn't even know he popped in. 321-209-8551. We're going to open the lines after I take a pee break. What's this? Is this
I know a customer got it for you.
a customer got it for me? That's not true. Why do you say this? That's not true.
I wanted to come in. 'Cause I wanted
No, you guys can't be on the camera. Get out of here. What is this? This is wonderful. It's some sort of like a... There's sugar in this, isn't there? This is some sort of a cappuccino made by Matt and Mason at the Standard Coffee Shop. Guys, come to the Standard Coffee Shop. Come hang out. Wow, that's good. That's really good. See, I'm not allowed to have sugar, though. They don't understand that about me because I get fat. I get fat if I have sugar. This is wonderful, though. Wow, that's really good. I've been asking this question. It's like you, as an NDS enjoyer, as a dangerous retard, as a coffee enjoyer, as a Florida person, if you're a Florida person out there, why are you not at the standard coffee shop? Why aren't you hanging out? It's been so cool, the amount of people that come and they hang out at the shop and kick it with us. It's wonderful. Okay. Damn it, whoop my baby mama hoe ass. I have actually lost a considerable amount of weight. I do look like shit today on this camera, though. I don't know what it is. I look puffy and shitty. I've lost a lot of weight. I've been going to the gym 5 days a week. 5 days a week. But no, this is important information that Matt needs to understand. And guys, it's Matt with 3 T's. If you could, really get that through, it's Matt with 3 T's. So after we take a brief pee-pee break, and I don't have anything, we're just going to play the intro on loop, guys. That's what we're going to do for maybe 2 to 3 minutes. I'm just going to go pee. We're going to come back. We're going to open up the lines, 321-209-8551. You're going to call in. We'll take your calls. We'll put you live on the air, and it'll be real good, all right? You know what? What's going on here? I realized before that it seemed like my audio from my laptop, luckily I didn't need it at the time, was coming through something else. We should try to fix that real quick. I'll be very embarrassed if I can't get it going right now. Hold on. Let's look at this. Actually, I suppose I could look at this while we're on break. Okay, we're gonna go to break, and then we'll be back. Let's put this on loop. I am producing in real time, guys. I am trying. Loop, not that kind of loop. We'll be back.
TopLobsta Productions.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago, for we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day.
TopLobsta Productions.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago, for we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day.
TopLobsta Productions.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago, for we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day.
TopLobsta Productions.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago, for we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day.
TopLobsta Productions.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago, for we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on...
All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I know it's a little bit jarring to hear the intro over and over again. I tried to get as much of this sorted as I possibly could coming into this, and I'm not that bright, so there's a lot of things I'm very sure that I missed. Okay, we're gonna test out this system here before we open up the what do you call it? Before we open up the lines. And the way we're going to test this out is we're going to go to, we're on Do Not Disturb right now. Okay, we're going to go to voicemails, and we're going to play a voicemail. We're going to make sure that this actually, what's up, Matt?
No, I just didn't know if you were back on.
I'm back on, but it's fine. It's a total chill show. You want to talk? This is really good.
We don't have another mic, dude, or I would.
No, well, I mean, we have,
No, but I just knew you were pumped yesterday for those baptism passages about, like, the Red Sea, like Israel was baptized in the Red Sea.
that was really cool, yeah.
Old enemies were
And you said that I had old enemies, but now that I've been baptized,
have access to you.
what are the new enemies that I have, Matt?
We're going to find out on this side of the Jordan River, bro. Like,
Why is Top
the
calling?
Great Sea.
Look at it. He's calling. Hold on a second. He's like, nobody can hear you.
Put 'em on speaker.
What's up, Top? You're on speaker. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. You're coming through my iPhone. Can you hear me?
Yep, if you want to unmute the mic, you have to do it on the board. So click the little circle over to combo 2, long press it, and it'll unmute it, and then you can have a second guess.
Look at this guy he's on it. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Goodbye.
So nobody heard any of that?
No. He was saying if I want to have you come on this show, I could just go to the board and unmute the mic and then add it.
Come on.
Are you sure?
I mean, unless you want.
Is it packed out there?
Mason, you good for a second? Why are you saying it like that? Well, just holler at me if you need.
Guys, we might have Matt on the show, and we might do a little call in with Matt. Matt, why don't you let's do that one, because I've made such a mess of things. So which microphone is that? Give me a second. We're gonna produce in real time, guys. We're gonna go to here, settings, storage, device, audio delay, multi-track, video, storage. Oh man, I should have paid attention to what Top said. Here, let's go back here. HDMI. Oh boy. What if I press it and hold it? What if I press this?
Mic check.
No. It's definitely not on.
Blah blah blah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I remember what he said at all. Back.
Something about the mute button.
No, I know that. Home. We go here. No. If we press that, that's not good. Let's go combo. No. Oh boy. That doesn't seem right. I don't think this is gonna work. We gotta wait. We gotta wait for Top to give it a call again, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna lie to you. What are you doing? That's not how you wear the headphones.
It's 100% right.
No, you loop them over your ear, Matt. They don't just sit in your ear.
On the back.
Yeah, like that.
I sort of,
That's literally not what you're doing right there.
whatever. Here, I don't want to mess up your show.
Well, they're not. No, there's no way to mess up the show. This is just
People out there love it, dude.
it's on. You put it on.
Yeah.
What if I say horrifying things?
They like that. They're kind of.
I don't think that they.
You know what they did not like?
What's
was,
that?
There was a guy who said mean things.
Oh yeah, silly goose said mean things, and the people outside didn't like it.
Somebody called him an asshat, which I thought.
Well, that's not nice. Don't call silly goose an asshat. Well, I can't. I'm sorry, Matt. I can't get you hooked up right now. I know you're talking into the mic and you feel good about it, but nobody can hear you. You see that? Look, I got a logo. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, that's solid.
Isn't that pretty cool? All right, so we're going to get into a little bit of these. I hope you guys can hear it. I'm sorry, Top's listening right now. He's like, this guy's an idiot. He didn't listen. I didn't listen to anything you said because it was in the moment, and you know, I get wrapped up in all the energy of things. I couldn't hear.
So I can't just talk to you about baptism without a mic?
Well, I mean, you could, but nobody would hear you. That's my phone. Why are you doing that? I got another voice memo. Here, let's go. We're going to listen to some of these voice memos. You can read the transcripts because you won't be able to hear it. Where the hell are my voice memos? Messages, calls, messages. No, we're in settings. That's what's going on. That's a huge problem. Okay, boom. So we're going to play one, and I hope that you guys can hear it. We're going to test this out. This is sharing, and the audio is on. Chat, please. You guys can hear Matt? Oh, that's cool. We can hear Matt all right. Okay, Matt, you can talk about the baptism thing if you like while I set this up. What were you going to say?
Well, no. I was just going to engage with you on it, on the reality that in 1 Corinthians 10, Paul says that, he's saying that all these things happened to Israel as examples for us.
Okay.
One of those things was the baptism in the cloud and in the sea.
Baptism in the cloud?
Oh, that's heavy, bro.
I don't understand that.
Baptized in the Spirit, right?
Oh, okay.
There's a water baptism, and then there's baptized in the Spirit, which Jesus does, which is also referred to as a baptism by fire, which some people think is 2 different things, so there would be like 3 things, but we won't get into all that. Please go back to work.
What do you want, Mason? Why?
No, like, you gotta watch the floor.
Mason, what about the floor? Unbelievable, dude. No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay.
But anyway, so if that is a type, then when they were baptized in the Red Sea, one of the things that happened was their enemies on this side, right?
Yeah.
Egypt, the world.
Yeah.
Right? Because me and you never lived under the Jewish law, but we were enslaved to the world system.
Maybe not you, dude.
Yeah, maybe you did. But Egypt is like symbolic of the world, right? Like we've been saved and taken out of the world. Like in the Galatian letter, it says that we've been delivered from the world.
Okay.
So from the world, so we're coming out, right? And those enemies chasing us, the Egyptian army gets drowned in the Red Sea. They no longer have access to us on this side of the water. And Paul is saying baptism is like that. And I know that's a trippy thought, and maybe some people are saying, no, you're drawing too much into it. That's, some symbolism that's not there.
Okay.
I would say I've seen that in my own life, and I've witnessed that in other people as well, that is in fact true.
Huh. I mean, that's a lot to grasp. That's heavy. I don't know, kind of.
No, dude, just watch, dude. There's going to be certain things that used to have access to you, that used to mess with you, that no longer have access to you on this side of the water. But in the same token,
Other things are going to get access to me?
new stuff.
All right. Whoop my baby mama's ass says my sound is out. Is that true? I don't think that's true. Okay, look, we're going to get into some of these things here because I don't know if you guys were able to hear Matt. Some of you said yes, some of you said no. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a voice memo. And please, chat, let me know if you guys can hear this, okay? We're going to play one right now. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Good morning, David. How's it feel to be baptized and sinless? Welcome. Welcome to the family of Christ. I love you, even if I give you a hard time. Emily out.
Did you guys hear that? Hold on, let me check in with the chat. Voice memo is good. Thank you, Ryan Drew. How does it feel? Thank you, Emily, for the voice memo, for the kind words. How does it feel to be, let me go back and read that. I'm sorry, I was so caught up with it. Baptized and sinless, welcome to the family of Christ. You know what's funny is after I got baptized yesterday, somebody, I think it was Top's mom, shout out to Mama Lobsta, called me Brother David, which which I thought was very funny. Welcome to the family. Yeah, I mean, it feels good. We talked a little bit about the baptism before, and it's just a big relief. You know what I mean? And it's an important step for obvious reasons, but it's an important step for what we do here. You know, Matt is talking about enemies on the other side of the sea being Egypt. Egypt is the world, but there are other enemies on the other side. And I think that, we talk about this all the time. This is a Christian show. We're looking through the Christian worldview. We may not be the best Christians ourselves. I'm a retard, but I think it's another layer of not standing in the gap. sort of, and definitively picking a side. So very important. How does it feel? How does it feel? It feels nice. I think it feels nice because, like I said, it's a load off, especially when it comes to my family. But also people have been wonderful. And I know that's not like the most important aspect of this at all, but it is, it's nice. You know what I mean? Especially for me, given my history on X, on Twitter, on all these various platforms, I have experienced the negative. You reap what you sow. I did that to myself, obviously. But it's far and few in between that you do a thing or you talk about a thing and it's so positively received by the community. And I know that may sound like it's for the wrong reasons, but yesterday, the sermon that my pastor was giving was talking about the body of Christ, the church, God's people, and it was like one of the first times as I'm listening to this, I'm like, maybe that is important because you guys know me. I'm kind of like a solo guy. I don't really like, I have a very small circle of people and I'm very standoffish. You put me in a church situation, they like turn to your neighbor, say you love them, that kind of thing. I'm like, I don't even know you, dog. But just talking about, and this might be a stupid analogy, but Pastor Rick is talking about how glad it makes God when his people are together and how grave of a trespassing it is to do anything that would break up the body of Christ. And I was just thinking about something. This thought came on me. I'm in church and I'm like thinking about these times where I used to have this friend group back in New Jersey and I would host these, events. It would be like a fight night, let's say. And I would invite everybody over and the wife and I would, we'd clean the house. We'd make everything really nice. We'd set out all this food. We would labor and then we would get these people together who weren't necessarily like close. It's kind of like this island of misfit toys, but the more people that were there, the better it felt. And the more meaningful it was to me when all these people were together. And that may not be like the best analogy, but like I imagine that God may feel similarly. Maybe that's douchey to put that on God is the way that I feel and to like project that on God. But like Matt will host these events, and when you show up, it's not an event. It's just we're just getting together. Last time it was pumpkin painting for like the kids and everything. So he's got like this fire pit with a big white surface above it in the backyard, and he's projecting a movie for the kids on it, and there's these pumpkins and there's a table set up and the kids are painting pumpkins and all these people are together, we're drinking and we're eating and we're hanging, and I know that feels good for him, and I know when I used to do those things it felt good for me. So like, yeah, it does make the heart of God glad when his people are together. Does that make sense? Man, I don't even know how the heck we got to that. Thank you, Emily, for the kind words. Thank you for the voice memo. Glad this is working. I can see this next one. I don't even know what this is. All right, here we go. We're gonna let this one rip, and then after we get through these, we're gonna open up the lines for calls.
Is this 1-800 fat girls? Like, I'm looking for a fat girl. Anyway, this is Meat Cavern, man. It's Meat Cavern. I'm that fat girl. I like a fat.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Meat Cavern. Good to hear from you, brother. He's looking for fat girls. No, you didn't call the fat girl hotline. This isn't the fat girl hotline, although this might be the fat boy hotline, according to Q in the chat and also everybody else. Not the fat girl hotline, but it's good to hear from you, Meat Cavern. I hope everything is well on your end. Meat Cavern being one of the longtime homies of the show. And it's nice to put a voice to the name, the disturbing screen name that is Meat Cavern. Thank you for this is not 1-800 fat girls. But thank you very much for calling. Okay, this one has no transcription available, but I don't think there's anything on it. We'll let it rip. Nope, sounds like somebody got cold feet. I have your phone number. I'll call you back. Okay, and we're gonna play this last one, and then we'll open up the line to some calls. Let's see. Here we go.
Hey, Raven, this is Chuck. I think you guys are doing great. I had to wake up to watch your show. God bless you on your baptism, you and your family. God bless and out.
Oh, man, I don't know if you could hear that because it was a little bit low, but I think I know who this is. This is the homie, Chuck. Shout out to Chuck. Thank you for all the support, man. Thank you for the kind words. Says that we're doing great, and he's happy to wake up and watch the show. I think he's a little bit west of us, so I know that this is earlier for you West Coastians. I don't know if he's really a West Coastian, but I don't think he's in the same time zone here on the East Coast. And I could hear you, Chuck. I could hear that you're a little. I hear the sleepiness in your voice. Said God bless you on your baptism. Thank you very much. And also to me and my family, I appreciate it. Like I said, guys, super cool that we got all three of us done. One and done. But yeah, man, thank you, Chuck. Thank you for the kind words. I hope you're doing well. I know Matt is chatting you up all the time. I hope he's not keeping you too long, Chuck, because Matt is very chatty, and Matt's a very personable guy. He wants your phone number. He wants to talk to you. And oh, that's right. I did meet Cavern at Bro Grove 3. Thank you, Eamon Rat. You're right. I'm such an a-hole. It's just, what it is? It's like, unless you have it on your chest, I don't know whose screen name is who. But I know, Chuck, that Matt's been talking to you. He's always telling us that he's talking to Chuck. And I go, Chuck's got a life, dude. Chuck doesn't want to be bothered by you all the time, Matt. But Matt will keep you on the phone, as he does. He does the same thing to me. He'll keep me on the phone for a podcast length of time. And it's very, so I hope he's not doing that to you, Chuck. I know he gets carried away. Matt does. I know he gets carried away. All right. So I'm glad we're hearing this. And we're going to open the lines here in a minute. Let me just check in with the chat, see how you guys are hanging. That was Q claiming to be Meat Cavern, calling you. Unbelievable. Q, why would you do such a thing? Why would you impersonate the fine, upstanding gentleman that is Meat Cavern? Unbelievable. All the episode resubmissions made me forget about this one. Dude, well, so, we've been Chuck says he talks more than Matt. I don't think that's possible, Chuck. I don't think that's possible. Matt is chatty. I got to tell him sometimes, I go, hey, man, that's a lot of talking. Like, from a dude that talks a lot, that's a lot of talking. And I don't want him to be a burden to you, Chuck. I don't want Matt to get overbearing and keep you on the phone too much. What the heck was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Q, I can't believe it. Q impersonated Meat Cavern. That's not Meat Cavern. All right. We're going to Emily says, where's Grandpa Leon when you, dude, thank God. I wouldn't have been doing a call-in show all those months or whatever ago when Leon was, if you know, you know. If anybody remembers Grandpa Leon, good God, what's going on with that guy? I just know that if I was doing a call-in show and he was kicking around and oh my God, it would be too much. It'd be too much. All right, we're gonna do a thing. We're gonna open up the lines, and I guess in the meantime, I haven't really figured out how we're gonna do this, but I suppose what we'll do is we will read some of the chat. Oh, I know I got some stuff from Redbeard. Redbeard sent me some stuff, and maybe we'll pull that up. We might have to do that towards the end of the show, though, because I don't want to get interrupted by calls. The lines are now open, 321-209-8551. If you want to call, please be a normal person. That's too much to ask. I can't ask you guys to be normal. But we'll, I'm, forgive me if this gets a little bit clunky in the beginning. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to ring, if we're going to hear it on the show. I imagine. And then we'll get it started, and we'll try to answer it. And oh, you know what? Whoa. Hold on. Let me put it back on Do Not Disturb. I got to make sure. I told myself this last night. To audio settings. Okay. So the microphone. We want it to be the Roadcaster chat. Boom. Okay. Allow while visiting the site. Great. Ringing. Speakers. Boom. Okay, good. We're all set up now. I just had to make sure this was coming through the right stuff. All right. Do Not Disturb is officially off. The lines are open. What's our phone number here, guys? 351-209-8551. Give us a call. And in the meantime, let's check in with the chat. Let's talk to you guys. This is what I wanted to do. Yo, hit some topics. We have no topics for this show. Uh-oh, but we do have a phone call coming in. All right. Thank you for calling the Raven. What's your name? Where are you from?
Emily, your mother's ass.
Whoa! What? You're not from my mom. You're not a butt baby from my mom. What's up, Em?
I'm your homunculus older sister, don't you know?
I knew there was a homunculus joke in there somewhere. What are you doing this morning?
Shout out Juan on Juan.
Shout out Juan.
Obligatory, sponsored by Carl's Jr. I'm currently folding laundry before I have to go do my glucose test. So I've been
Do your
hanging
what?
out and my glucose test.
Why are you getting your glucose tested?
Because I'm growing a baby.
Oh, that's right. How far along are you?
That's right. 24 weeks and like 3 days or something.
Dang, you're
Yeah, we're about halfway through.
You're close. How you feeling?
Pretty good, actually. Like, other than not being able to work out and ride my little bicicleta anymore, it's great.
You know what's funny? My wife, like yesterday, I think it was yesterday. She's been feeling a little bit.
Did she give you the have another baby look?
No, my wife is very hesitant on the second baby front. I'm open to it, but I'm not like advocating for it. I always kind of joke around with her. I go, if it happens, it happens. Everything's gonna be great. I'll take care of you. But she's been feeling a little bit.
Well, now that you're a Christian and you've been baptized, children are gifts from God, and I'm just going to tell you that Tom and I were together for a good chunk of time and very irresponsible. And it wasn't until our confirmation, and then 60 days later, like 57 days later, my dude, baby. So,
well, I mean, you know, my son is 10 years
the will
old.
of God.
Yeah.
Heather's going to be 13. Heather's going to be 13 like 3 days before this baby comes out. There's a 13-year gap, honey.
I've been seeing stuff lately where it's like somebody's got like I've been seeing things where like an older kid, you know, around my son's age is happy because, you know, mom's pregnant and he's got a sibling coming. And I go like, the age gap isn't really that big of a deal. And then, you know, if we do have a baby, he's got he or she has a good older brother. You know, and I'd be really.
And he's also old enough to be a little self-sufficient, maybe even helpful. It'll teach him some responsibility and accountability. Like, Hadley started doing her own laundry when she found out I was pregnant.
Interesting.
Just to like lessen the load.
If I could get him to clean his own room on his own accord, that would be something. But I would have a kind of a built-in babysitter.
When you figure that out, you let me know, because the goblin den is my biggest failure as a mother.
You know what I do? I remove.
All the children are like that, though. All the children are like that. This is the thing I'm learning. None of us talk about it. None of us say, "Oh yeah, the goblin den." None of us admit it, but all of us parents know that between the ages of like 9 and 16, it's a fucking dump. It's trash. It's don't go in there. Don't be mad about it. Keep the door shut. When it starts smelling, start yelling.
Well, he's got his own bathroom, which is a crazy move because the place has 2 bathrooms and it's like attached to his bedroom, and it was such a gamble. I'm like, do I give him the one that has the guest like if you come over to my house, you have access to that bathroom? I go, that one's gonna be gross. I'm gonna have to clean it like maniacs, and then we're cleaning his bathroom, which I wanted to teach him some responsibility. He's got to do it, and but then it's just turned into like his bathroom. Like he broke he's 10 years old. I don't even understand how he did this. He broke the toilet seat off the toilet. And I'm looking at it, like I see how it goes together. I'm like, what did you do, dude? Like he's got to be like standing on it or dancing on it. But it would be interesting to see a shift.
Like a little dance while he was pooping?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Half the stuff the kid does, I'm like, what is going on? But it would be interesting to see that shift in him if he had a sibling. And so all that to say that my wife was like, I went out the other night to get some snacks for movie night, and she goes, pick me up a pregnancy test. And I go, huh? And where I was going didn't have one. It didn't have one. But whatever happens, if God wants it to happen, then it happens, and I'm all for it. If it doesn't happen, that's cool. I have no plans to do it but it's not about my plans, right? It's about God's plans. So
Right.
if it happens,
Exactly.
it happens, and I'll be well. I'm happy to hear that you're doing well, and congratulations on your pregnancy. Would you say 24 weeks?
Yeah, 24 weeks. Yeah, having a girl.
Right around the corner. When's your due date?
February 13th, which is a Friday, which I am hoping for.
Oh, good. So after Christmas beats you down, then you get to look forward to more money in February.
No. Christmas isn't a beat down. Christmas is wonderful as a Catholic. It's the most magical time of year. It's when God was born.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Look, Emily, thank you for calling in. First caller.
All right.
Emily, thank you so much for supporting the show and for being a homie as long as you've been.
Yep. God bless you, David.
God bless you, and God bless the Parecas. All right, guys. Boop. Did I do that right? That went pretty smooth, huh? That went pretty smooth. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna. Uh-oh, man, we're getting another call already. All right, cool. Let's do it. And boom. Thank you for calling the Raven. What's your name? Where are you from? Did it work? Did I do it wrong? That's odd. You might be muted. Oh, here we go. I hear some sound. No, I think I was.
David.
Up, here we go.
Fart
Wait,
David. Hello.
Fart David? Are you kidding me? Is this a prank call? Who is this? Yeah, I hear you. Too scared to speak up. Unbelievable. Fart. What? What did you say? I know exactly who that was. No respect. Prank phone calling. The second call of the show, ladies and gentlemen, a prank phone call, and I'm Fart David. Unbelievable. Guys, the lines are open. Shout out to TopLobsta's children. 321-209-8551. Call in and say whatever you want to say. Let's check in with the chat. Yep, Nancy knows exactly what Little Lobster. The Little Lobsters got their pincers out. And you know what they say about me? They say that I work at the fart factory, which is simply not true. I'm unemployed. I would say that they work at the fart factory and that they're on the shift. And somebody, speaking of writing people up, Mason needs to be written up, and the Lobster children need to be written up. All right, we got another one coming in. Let's go. Thank you for calling the Raven. What's your name? Where are you from?
Oh, this is Tyler from Ohio.
This is collar, like a collar of a shirt from Ohio?
Tyler?
Oh, Tyler. I'm sorry. I'm retarded. What's going on, Tyler?
Nothing, man. What's going on with you besides having an awesome morning show?
I don't know. I mean, is it all? I'm doing my best. You know, we're here. I was a little bit not nervous, you know, because I used to do the other show and that was always a good time. But at my old studio, if you even want to call it that, I used to just have like a camera, like a webcam, and then I'm on StreamYard and I'm going. What you guys can't see is like I'm at a table with like, you know, 5 different mics. There's 3 different cameras. There's studio lighting and everything. It's gotten a lot crazier. But all things considered, I think I'm doing great. What about you, man?
Almost like you're a professional.
I wouldn't go that far,
Say
Tyler. Almost, yeah, almost.
Almost.
Even that's a little bit of a stretch. But yeah, I mean, it definitely feels a lot. Where'd you say you were from, Tyler?
Ohio.
That's too far. I just want people to come down to the studio and hang out, and Ohio is too far. I mean, unless you're willing to make the trip.
I've thought about it. Making it up to Grove, though, would be the one to do. I don't know about just coming to a coffee shop.
Well, I mean, it's a great coffee shop. Shout out to Matt and the Standard Coffee Shop. But I agree. I hear what you're saying. I mean, you'd have to drink a lot of coffee to make it worth it. We had Brad Lale of the Awaken podcast in the studio just the other day, and he came from South Carolina, dude. 7 hours. 7 hours. And then when it's over, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to go eat some Chinese food, and then I'm going to go drive another 7 hours. So, which is what he did. We ended the show, and then he drove another 7 hours. But Bro Grove, I mean, that's the real move. You come down first week of March. Speaking of the guy who helped me figure out a little bit of how to do this show, I was inspired by, quite frankly, I know I invited Frank
I watch
down.
his show.
Do you? You're a Frankly?
Yeah, I am a Frankly. Recently, I've probably only listened for the last couple of months or so. So it's actually kind of cool to have a call-in show in the morning because I'm like you. I like my bedtime, 8, 9 o'clock. So, and that's a little bit too late to call into, quite frankly.
Yeah. Are you? Is Ohio is still East Coast, isn't it? Like a time zone?
Yeah. I mean, it's 10:46 here.
I don't even know what time it is here. Oh my God, yeah, it is. Yeah, Frank does his show a little bit later. I mean, we'll be doing a night show. So the Raven is also, we're gonna go live Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Really for those West Coast people who can't, but like it's not a night show, right? It's 7 p.m., dog. Like in the summertime, it's still gonna be bright out. So at least we're moving into those winter hours. It's going to be a little bit darker, but it's only a night show for a few months out of the year. I just can't do it, man. I'm with you. Like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock rolls around, I'm tired. But you got to you'll be at the coffee shop. You'll have some coffee in you because that first day for Bohemian Grove, I was saying earlier in the show, we'll have Frank here. What's that?
I really called in. I wanted to ask you, what could I say? Or what direction could I nudge you? Prepare yourself to stop belching into the microphone.
Oh, dude. I mean, I'm a gassy guy. I have.
Do you enjoy doing it? Is it?
No, I mean, like there's some times, maybe it's a nervous thing. There's some times where I just have. How do I get you to stop belching into that? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Is it chat, guys? I know that that Tyler he's off put for it. I was told, Tyler, that it was endearing. Some people say best part of the show. Not the case.
Oh no, I could care less either way. I just wanted something to talk about.
You know what it is, man? I think I need like some sort of gut biome correction. I got to talk to Matt because Matt's the guy that knows like all the different, like my wife doesn't do well with sleep. My wife, she's like a bit of an insomniac, and he knows like the combination. He's like, oh, ashwagandha, and then some sort of a glyphosate. I don't know what the hell it's called, but it's like a magnesium type of deal. But he's like, I know the correct lineup of supplements in order to like achieve sleep. He's a big supplements guy. I got to talk to him and say, do you know the correct lineup of supplements that is going to kill whatever's going on in my gut at any given time? A long time running, Tyler, that I've had gut issues, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon, dude. I'm belching. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, I mean, okay, I tried. To all those that don't like it.
I appreciate the effort. Look, Tyler, are we going to see you, Bohemian Grove, or what?
You said March?
First week of March, brother. We're talking Friday, Saturday.
I can't give you a definite yes, but I'm going to try.
Damn it, Tyler. I need a commitment.
I am a working man, and there's the position I'm in, there are no replacements, so it has to line up that there isn't a lot going on at work.
What do you do?
I'm just lawn care, but it's a small crew, and I'm pretty much the only one that can do what I do, which is lawn treatment.
Oh, man. See, this is what happens. You find yourself in a specialty position where you have a stranglehold on knowledge, and now you're a guy that's irreplaceable. You got to be more replaceable, Tyler. That's my that's my advice to you. You got to stop showing what you can do and tone it down a little bit. No, I mean, don't do that. It's important to be somebody
That's
who can...
exactly what I tell all the kids, and they come in. I'm like, look, just do as little as possible. Stay out of sight, and yeah, you'll be
Fly
good.
under the radar. Fly under the radar. I'm not. Look, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I will say, you ever work a place that sees that you have all this promise and this ability, and then what they start to do is utilize
more.
you.
They just want more.
They want more and more, dude. They want more and more. And then if you go like, hey, I got no more to give, and then all of a sudden they're mad at you, and you look over at the other dude who's half-assing it, and he's got no problems. Not a care in the world. Nobody's breathing down his neck. He's outside for 27 cigarette breaks, and nobody gives a damn. But you, the guy with the skill set, that's the guy that they're going to have You don't want expectations, guys. You want them to set them real low. Come in the door, say, I'm retarded, but I work hard, and they'll go, that's all we need from you. Don't ever show them that you're not. Don't ever show them that you're not.
Well, that's up front. I make sure everybody knows that I'm half retarded.
There you go. Well, listen, Tyler, thank you so much, dude, for calling in.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the support.
No more breaks. I got to go.
All right, get back
Have
to
fun
work,
with the
damn
show,
it.
man.
Later, Tyler. Oh, wow, we got another one coming in. All right, well, I guess we'll get straight to it. Boop. Thank you for calling the Raven. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, this is Woody.
Woody, what's going on, Woody? What can I do for you? What the hell? Did he hang up? Oh, no, we got another call waiting. Keep going,
hey,
Woody.
No,
Sorry.
I'm here, brother. Hey, man.
I make sure everybody knows that.
Now, I've been watching for 2.5 years. Take it back, 2 years. Good show, man. Love
2
y'all.
years. Where are you from, Woody?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Man, it's amazing to me sometimes where people are from.
I'm tyranny number 1.
Tyranny number. Oh, okay, I recognize that. What's up, man? Thank you for calling. What do you do? Are you at work right now?
No, I'm retired.
Oh, good for you. What are you watching? I hear your TV.
I'm watching you on the TV and the phone.
Oh, isn't that a little bit jarring? Unbelievable. That's a
no. Get 2 likes in.
That's like an MK Ultra. That's like people would typically be strapped to a chair with their eyelids stretched open, and they would have this done to them. And you're doing it willingly. That's really something, Woody.
Hey, man, I just want to tell you guys that you rock. You're awesome. You helped me a lot, and that's all, man.
Thank you, Woody. I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate you watching along. And it's nice to hear that that we help some people. That's we have a lot of fun on the show. We talk about a lot of things, but anytime I hear that, I kind of get refocused in on that's the point. That's the point. So thank you, Woody. I appreciate your call.
You're welcome, brother.
Later. Man, oh my God, we're doing it again. All right, we got another one. Man, I didn't expect so many people to call. Thank you for calling the Raven. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey man, what's going on? It's Biggest.
Biggest Fohetis?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, baby? How are you?
Doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm having a blast. I didn't know so many people were going to be interested in calling. Biggest Fohetis, really long time listener, supporter of the show, and at some point, and I've always assumed that this was me, Biggest, you got a what would you call it? You got a icon or a profile picture of a character with sunglasses with an incredibly long forehead, looked a lot like me, and I always felt, is it true? Was that ever about me, or am I just full of myself?
It is 100% completely you.
Yes.
Yes. It is the result of an AI generated image of your face and an egg, and that was the result. And I've went with it ever since. But hey, man, you guys have been crushing. I just wanted to tell you guys that as a longtime supporter and listener, first time caller, you guys have been killing it. And most of the community, I think I can speak for when I say we appreciate it. And you guys just keep crushing, man. Keep crushing.
Thank you very much, Biggest. I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the hilarious homage, by the way. I've always been fond of your username and your profile picture. Where are you from, Biggest?
I'm from Missouri. You ever heard of the New Madrid fault line?
Yeah, but I'm kind of an idiot. I thought that was in the ocean. What's in the ocean? There's like a deep. Oh, that's the marinara sauce trench. I forget what it's called. Yeah, the New Madrid fault line. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I live like right on top of it. So if it ever goes, that'll be it. But
I mean, at least you're close to the epicenter, right? You don't want to be like slightly off to the side and see it coming. Like if you're going to be there and it's going to happen, let it be quick and let it be decisive.
Well, I mean, I don't know how accurate their predictions are, but supposedly if it ever happens, everything just sinks. So I don't know exactly what you do in that situation, plus with the river being right here. I imagine it's probably a hell of a scary time, but I would imagine it would be over with quick. So I'm not really too worried about it. It's just kind of, you know, you got to take risk in life. I just happen to, this is my risk.
Yeah.
And that's about as far as it goes. I don't take too many other risks.
Well, you know, we even in New Jersey, New Jersey was on a fault line. One of these interesting facts that I learned was that for whatever reason, and I don't know if this is true. I mean, I learned it a long time ago. It might have been debunked since then. A lot of the old information I have kicking around in my head isn't applicable. But I remember learning that, you know, the entire East Coast is like some sort of a fault line, right? And I guess that makes sense. Like if you look at a landmass and the edge of a landmass, there's probably something to it that makes it the edge. But they build, for whatever reason, all of the nuclear facilities on fault lines. Now that just could just be because we're dealing with like a coastal region, so it doesn't have to be a nefarious plot. It's just like you want a nuclear reactor facility near the water in case anything goes wrong, so you're building them coastally. Also, those are the highest population centers, right? Is a coastal region. So there's a bunch of reasons why you might do that. But I remember finding out like, oh damn, this is a fault line, and all along the fault line, which is the jagged edge of the United States, it is dotted with nuclear facilities. And I always thought that was crazy. It doesn't have to be that nefarious, but something strange. And we were also doing an episode recently. I don't know if you heard it, Biggest. Man, I think we were talking to Brad of the Awaken podcast to mention him again. If everybody out there is not subscribed to the Awaken podcast, great show. Brad's a great guy. And he was talking about how these fault lines, the sort of energy that comes up out of them, you know, I forget exactly what it was, but it was like we ended up going down this rabbit trail where it was those are areas of high strangeness. And it might be because we were looking at Utah. That's what it was. And there's a big fault line that runs through Utah. And you think about Utah and Skinwalker Ranch and Brad's theory, if it was Brad, I'm sorry if it wasn't, all this energy pouring up through it. I don't know. All that to say, maybe you might find yourself living in an area of high strangeness.
Well, I'll tell you what I find interesting. I don't know if you've ever heard of Stefan Burns.
I've not.
But he's been, well, he is he's on YouTube and he's a streamer, and he does a lot of geophysicists and earthquakes and stuff like that. And what's really interesting is here lately, he has been, in a way, correlating like coronal mass ejections towards the Earth and the high activity to actual earthquakes. So I've kind of been following along with that, and I think that he might be onto something as far as whenever the sun charges, you know, the magnetic field around the Earth. I think that has some kind of correlation to our fault lines. So I've been keeping up with that. You know, that's interesting. If you ever find yourself, you know, bored and everybody else, you know, watching along, if you've ever heard of him.
What's his name?
If you haven't, Stefan Burns.
Stefan Burns.
He's been doing a lot of tracking on that 3i, and I mean, he doesn't necessarily delve conspiracy wise, but he's open-minded and entertains a lot. And I've only just started recently watching him, but I do think he has a strong point with the sun and the earthquakes.
That makes a lot of sense to me, because if you look at HARP, the concept behind HARP was that you had this technology that was capable of pumping, and forgive me for my limited understanding of it, pumping microwaves into the ionosphere, which is a layer of our atmosphere, where these microwaves, because of their frequency, were able to permeate certain layers of the atmosphere, but not others, leaving them trapped at the edge of the ones they can't permeate. They sit up there, and somehow they like superheat the atmosphere. So you could use that to do a number of things when it comes to storm fronts. But allegedly, there's a correlation between Yeah, I would imagine, right? And so there's some sort of correlation between these microwaves and their placement in the ionosphere and the correlating, physical Earth beneath them, and that would result in earthquakes. I don't understand how it happens, but it is interesting because, yeah, HAARP has the ability, one way or another, to create earthquakes. So the idea that you would have these coronal mass ejections and they're blasting us with all kinds of energy and frequencies, and then that results in some sort of earthquake along a fault line. Yeah, that to me seems highly likely.
Yes, it does. Hey, man, I just wanted to call in, like I said, and tell you guys y'all been crushing you, Top. Shout out to Matt. Matt's been killing it. And apparently he's killing on the coffee front, so if I ever find myself in Florida, I'll be sure to stop in.
The man makes a mean cup of coffee, Biggest, and it would be real great to have you. If you're ever in this neck of the woods, feel free to reach out, hit us up, shoot us an email or something, and or just drop by unannounced. That's really the way you do it. But thank you so much, Biggest, for calling, and thank you for the support.
No problem, bud. Y'all have a good one.
You too. All right, man, this is really crushing. This is nice. It's a little bit so Timeline Cleanse had this, aspect where people were interacting, but the call-in aspect is that's nice. That's nice. Look, we're gonna take maybe a call or two more, if anybody is calling, and then we're gonna wrap this up because we hit the 2-hour mark. Before we go, of course, we got to tally up. We got to do math in real time for the donations that have come in, and then we'll bring it to a close. Maybe a good time to, while we wait for any more calls, if they do come in, we'll give it a couple of minutes, and we'll see if any donations have hit any of the other fronts. Guys, you can see at the bottom there, if you want to support the show, patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad is a way to do it. If you want to support me, well, you can see all the different ways they're going beneath. We got a call coming in. I guess you guys can hear that, huh? All right, here we go. Thank you for calling the Raven. What's your name and where are you from?
Yo, what's up, buddy? It's Stacks Farmstead.
Stacks, what's up, brother? How are you?
Living the dream, pal.
Good to hear from you, man. How's the family?
Everybody's doing great. I'm really appreciative. I know I said that last time I talked to you, but you guys, putting forth an effort and even remembering her name and what's going on with her. I really appreciate that, man.
No, of course. I remember when you reached out and put it on our radar, and you've been there for a long time. I try to. I'm not the best at it, but I try to keep an eye on the people who have been supporting. I mean, it's even the people that send donations. It's wonderful, but just I love seeing the same people over and over again. And Stacks, you've been here. I mean, geez, as long as I can remember being on Rumble, which we've really deviated from. I'm good, thank you, man. I appreciate it though. This guy, he just keeps trying to give me caffeine, more and more caffeine. But you've been there for a long time, Stacks, and so yeah, I mean, the least I could do is check in on you guys from time to time. I hope she's crushing. I hope she's doing well. I know you said she recovered in a really great way. You were saying that really early too, as far as her recovery after the surgery and everything. So it's great to hear that she's still doing it.
Yeah. She's excelling. I didn't want to make the whole conversation about it, but she's excelling. I think it was just because we advocated so much for her. It's a really severe thing. I'm sure you're aware, but it's really something that a lot of kids struggle even afterwards. They're less than a day old. They're having open heart surgery, cadaver parts, and anything can happen. But the crazy stuff is what they want to do. Like, they try to make it a one size fit all. So like, if you come in with this condition, you have to go through this litany of things and don't deviate, even when they don't make sense. So, I think us advocating for her and being like, I don't think you need to do that. She goes in for these checkups and they're shocked. Like, I'm not joking. It's not like a proud father type thing. They are shocked at how well she's doing, how smart she is. Like, they can't believe she can write her name and say her ABCs and, like, eat by herself and all these things.
How old is she now?
She's just a normal. She just turned 4.
Nice. And she's doing her ABCs and everything?
Yeah. I mean, we homeschool and.
Oh, God bless you. Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how they do it in regular school, but apparently most kids her age don't know these things yet. Which I don't know, man. You know, it's the public school system, so that's why they're shocked about it. You know what I'm saying? They don't expect them to know it because most of the kids don't. But I mean, yeah, she's doing great. I think
Well, you know,
homeschool's the way to
Stacks,
go.
it's like the medical system will so often hand out these like really dismal, not like just diagnoses, but I don't want to call them like predictions. You know what I mean? Where it's like expect X, Y, and Z for your child's future or for your future. And so often you hear these people that are unwilling to accept that, and then it turns out to not be the case at all. And I know that within the medical industry, there's like this management of expectations, you know, because they're so worried about telling people that this sounds like so gross, but it's like they're worried about telling people that there's hope. And I don't know if it's like for legal purposes or if it's strictly to manage expectations. But I don't know if you remember that episode that we did with Marzinski, and he was talking about this woman who was schizophrenic, but she was watching doctors come out when she was in the waiting room at the hospital and give diagnoses to individuals. And she was seeing these like slimy black frogs come out of the doctor's mouth and latch on to the patient. And I think the way Marzinski interpreted it, and certainly the way that I interpreted it, was like there's something, it's like you're speaking something over an individual, and their belief in that or their acceptance in that is like a spiritual burden of some sort. And so, yeah, it's just like, you know, I love hearing how well your daughter's doing, but I got to admit it's also frustrating that that they try to manage your expectations in such a negative way. And I don't think that the industry realizes how much damage that actually does to an individual.
Well, I mean, you're right. I mean, and I guess the easiest way to put this is you're definitely right with everything you just tried to say about it. It's the strangest part really is that there's it's very much no humanity involved, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like they when she was born, they tried to rush her out, you know, and all this is for pretty much good reason, but there's not a thought about letting the parents see her quickly, giving the parents updates, like things like that. And like, I get it. Like, okay, this is serious and has to be taken care of. Like, I'm not saying anything about that, but they forget have a person communicate, right? Like, you know, just go in and say, right now, everything's good. They would let you sit. If it wasn't for me going down and being like, where is she? I want to see her. We would have probably sat for 4 to 6 hours before we got any word about what they were doing. And when the doctor, before she was born, managing expectations, like you said, was trying to explain some stuff to us about what, you know, it's all these things that are possible. And I just looked at him and said, dude, nobody's given any amount of time on this world. We'll just get what we can and we'll work with it. And, you know, it shocked him. He's not used to hearing anything like that. I could tell from his reaction. So, I mean, people are just, there's so many different kinds of people that I get why they try to cover all the bases. But I think the biggest, strangest thing is not understanding that there's human beings involved and not addressing that. You know what I mean? Like, they get very robotic. You have to do A through Z this way, no other way. And then in that, there's no, this is how your daughter's doing, right? Like, it's just kind of crazy in that way. But I mean, we've been blessed, dude. And I'll tell you the truth. I said from day one, I prayed about it and I got this feeling, I don't know how else to put it, but I just got a feeling everything's going to be fine. I felt like it was just God let me know, do what you need to do, be strong. Because, you know, if I'm not strong, my wife isn't going to be strong about it. So, and it was just boom, like everything went according to plan. And that's all for me. It's just prayer attributed to God because it's well beyond my control. But I mean, it's just, we've been very blessed. And I think the outlook on how you handle something like this as a parent determines a lot, like, especially as a father, dude. Like, I have to lead by example. I can't be running around worried about everything, chicken with its head cut off, oh God, what if this happens? You know, like you just have to do that shit. And on that point, I didn't know your family went with you when I seen the post. That, my friend, is outstanding for that baptism. Like, that is great. I now want to do something similar if we can ever find a church to call home. That is great. I really, really think that's awesome.
Thank you, man. It was a huge thing for me. You know, it's like it's a big moment, but I wasn't. I explained it earlier in the show. I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to go. You know, my wife was previously baptized as a JW, so like she wasn't like a Jehovah's Witness. She wasn't sure exactly how it was going to go, and you know, I wanted her to. She said she was going to pray about it, and I said that's enough. You know what I mean? Like, I want to nudge her however I can. She knows how I feel, but she's going to pray about it. She's going to talk to God about it. That's the way to go. And, you know, God put it on her heart to do it. And I'm glad for it, because it was like, you know, I didn't know exactly how things were going to pan out. But I want to tell you a quick story. Just on this idea of like the medical industry treating you like it's all mechanical, it's void of humanity, like you said. My wife, when she was giving labor.
I do that now. I don't mean to cut you off, but now I do that now. You guys got me programmed. I do that when I say my wife. I automatically hear in my head, my wife.
I can't help it now. Now every time if I say my wife and I don't say it, I'm like, what are we doing, man? But so, you know, she's in labor. She's in labor for 24 hours, and they want to induce and you know, all this stuff because they want that bed freed up. They want another body in that bed. They want to speed the process along. So, you know, they tell her this is what we're going to do. And we kind of got whisked up by the whole system. And it is very cold and very mechanical. And so they had to do an emergency C-section. I don't know if it was an emergency. I mean, we talked to people afterwards. They made it seem like 24 hours was insane. And then we found out other people were in labor longer. So, you know, so they do the C-section and I am, I'm with my wife. I'm talking her through it, and everything's all good. And I'm looking at their elbow deep in her stomach. They're moving her stomach around like it's fabric, like it's, you know. And they're pulling. Dude, it's a heavy thing to see. They're pulling organs out of the way. They're doing all this stuff, and I'm looking at my wife, and she's like, "How's everything?" You know, because she's got like a sheet, you know, whatever, like a veil between her, so she doesn't see it. And she's also like a little loopy from maybe the epidural or whatever they got her on. And I'm telling her like, hey, it's all good. Like, you're crushing. You're doing great. Meanwhile, I'm looking down what they're doing. I'm like, I'm mortified, but I don't want her to see that. So, you know, they pull my son out and they hand him to me. And then like, I'm looking at him and they wheel her away, which is really wild. Like they wheel her away.
Yep.
And I'm looking like, what's going on? And she just gets whisked out, obviously, because she just had surgery. So they got to go do this, whatever. And I'm holding my son, and I'm looking around like I feel like, where's my wife? Where's my wife? I hand my son to my father, who's there, and then I go to find my wife. She's sitting in a hospital room in the maternity ward. The lights are off. Nobody's in there with her, and she's just, because her body's in shock, she's just laying there, just shaking, alone. I'm like, dude, what is going on? So I'm now with her. I know my son's in good hands. I would love to be in there with my son and my wife. That's not happening. And I'm trying to comfort her. She's such a mess. She just went through, you know, drastic surgery. And then the next thing I know, my son is jaundice, and he's got to be separated from me and put into this. Like, I'm not a doctor, dude. I don't know. The whole jaundice thing, maybe he was a little yellow. I thought he looked good, whatever. But, you know, now he's under a heating lamp away from the touch of his mother and his father for X amount of time, you know, before we could interact with them. And I just feel like the whole system is just so shitty in that way. And then, you know, the next thing that they're concerned with is like, we need to get her up. We need to get her walking because she needs to recover and get out of this hospital bed as quick as possible so we can get another body in, so we could charge their insurance, so we can get this money rolling in, dude. So, you know, it's, I watched a documentary called The Business of Childbirth, I think it was, maybe something to that effect once, and it just talks about the apparatus that's built up around pregnancy and childbirth and how it's such a money-generating operation at every potential angle during this process, and that is the sole focus of it. That's what's become the focus of it. And it is true, man. Like when you're there, it feels so cold. It feels so calculated. So like we're in a rough time. You know, we just got past the believe all the experts kind of a deal. And I think people, you know, I'm not saying throw the baby out with the bathwater, but I am saying like try to learn as much of this as you can and talk to God about it and figure out how to handle these things, because whatever's going on with the medical apparatus, it's a cold robot in so many cases, and not in every case. You know, some people have miraculous recoveries. They have great stories about their doctors and the nurses and the care that they experience. But there is this routine thing, and some of the things that we've highlighted, you know, talking to you, Stacks, just these willingness to speak, you know, death over people, as Jen in the chat put it, or this aspect where you're just a number and you're a cog in the machine and you're making money in a bed. It's rough, man. But I am glad, Stacks, to hear that your daughter's doing well, and I just want to thank you, man, for supporting as long as you have.
Dude, you guys, just as the other guy just said, you guys are crushing. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say that to be a fluffer, bro. You guys are crushing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I can see it, if that makes any sense. Like, you know, I think the sky is the limit for you guys. I think between you and Top's obviously got a really good eye for talent, and the way that you can carry the show, you guys are going to go places. There's no doubt about it in my mind. I'm glad I got to see it from the jump. I mean, I'm really, really happy about that. I get to see you guys grow beyond, you know, just screaming the N-word, right? But I'm trying to be a little. I'm trying to be a little censored. But in part, I mean, you guys even inspired me a little bit because, dude, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to do a podcast, you know, like I'm a boomer on the tech and I can't get anything right, but
join the club, man. Me too.
Dude, the first time I ever ran a chainsaw was when I bought a chainsaw. So I just applied that to this. I'm just going to jump in. I'm just going to do it and see where it goes. And I got some interesting guests lined up that is going to be some really wild stories and some personal stuff that I'm going to be able to talk about soon. That's really like life-changing shit. So I'm hoping that it at the very least, it's just something to go that like even the kids can go back. That's why I started my YouTube channel. The kids can go back and see what we did because they were young, as a way to kind of document it. You know what I mean? And
that's huge.
I think that'll work. Yeah, I think it'll work for you in the same way, honestly. Like, you know, your kid being able to see some of this as he gets older and see the growth that his dad had and what he did, and, you know, just seeing how many people support him. I can't say enough about it, dude. I'm really glad that I've seen you guys go as far as you have. I don't want to stay on the phone too long because I'm sure there's other people, but I like I said, I just did want to say I appreciate you guys doing this stuff. It's even the Bible stuff. One more thing before I forget, Matt should definitely start selling bags of coffee.
That's what I've been telling him. That's what we've been telling. He keeps wanting to spotlight Matt with 3 T's keeps wanting to spotlight these other companies, and I think that's fine to spotlight the other companies because you know, obviously he's got a lot of products in here. But we want a standard coffee roast, a crossover with Nephilim Death Squad, and that's what we want to provide to the people. We're working on it. We're figuring it out. You know, we're only Top and I are scrambling, trying to keep our hands on all the things that we're doing. And it's like sometimes it slips out of your grasp a little bit. Just shout out to all the Patreon members who have been so patient during this whole debacle with what's going on with the content. We're back on it now, but like as soon as we can get our heads above water, we're doing a blend, and I want to sell it out of the shop. I want to be able to mail it out to people. So yeah, dude, that's awesome to hear that you're into something like that.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, I'll say it one more time just to hopefully, if Matt's watching, bag some grounds up and make it available online. I'm a big coffee guy. That's really one of my only true vices is that I still drink coffee.
Oh, dude, me too.
I just celebrated 11 years sober. So it's like,
congratulations, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy just to even think about it. But I buy coffee, by a bunch just to have it. And I would definitely buy some. So just putting that out there. And dude, like I said, it's great to talk to you. You should definitely consider doing more of these shows, but I don't want to take up too much time.
Well, thank you, Stax. Thank you for the call. Thank you for all the kind words, and thank you for the long time support. God bless you and your family, brother.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
You too. Guys, we're going to shut down the thing because we're now at the boop. Do not disturb mode is on. We have closed it out. I think we might have a voicemail. We'll listen to the voicemail. Sorry if you didn't get a chance to call. The show is, we're going to do another one Wednesday night. So look forward to these. Monday mornings, 9 a.m. from the Standard Coffee Shop. And then another one after hours. The doors will be closed. You guys won't be able to get in here. From the Standard Coffee Shop. We're going to do it Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. I know it's not really late, but I'm not a late stayer upper. Stax, by the way, if you're still listening, let me know when you get your show up and running. I'd love to be a guest on it. We'll promote it to the Dangerous Retards. It's one of the things that I miss about it was like when I was doing Timeline Cleanse, a lot of other people were doing shows, people that were in the chat that started off as just, homies, ended up being inspired one way or another to do their own shows. And we used to highlight those a little bit. And I'd like to kind of get back to doing some of that because, I just think it's great whenever somebody's inspired to do something and you're already here supporting us. So Stax, if you're ever looking for a guest, I'd be happy to be on the show. Let me know when it's, when it's up and running. Guys, let's listen to one more voice memo and then we're going to get out of here. I'm getting nauseous because all I've had was a bunch of coffee. Let's go. Here we go. Boop.
Hey, Raven. Prayers for everyone in the Caribbean, Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba with this massive hurricane. Praying that we don't have, post-event, some kind of Clinton Foundation type of group of people running in to provide, quote-unquote, assistance. So prayers for all of those people. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't even know that happened. I'm so out of the loop. Dude, that's a big, scary situation because that part of the world, last time it got bukkakied by hurricanes and earthquakes and everything. He's talking about the Clinton Foundation. Everybody remembers the big earthquake in Haiti. And I don't want to go on about it for too long. It's a bummer of a situation, but the Clinton Foundation and all these relief effort organizations went down there under the guise of helping the people, relief efforts for the earthquake. And you got these horrifying videos coming out about people saying, "Oh, they're coming here, they're taking our kids." Which just, as far as I've looked into it, looks like it was a very real situation that this area was destabilized and these people who were pretending to help were coming down and they're kidnapping children. You could speculate why, all kinds of horrifying reasons, the sex trade and elsewhere, but yeah, man, prayers for that part of the world. I didn't even know they were going through that. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. What's crazy is here in Florida, we really dodged this hurricane season. It's November. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon, or it's October. It's about to be November. And my wife was saying it. She's like, "Damn, dude, we didn't get blapped up this season." All right, I'm gonna go through this real quick. I don't know how things are getting starred. Is Top doing something? I don't know. I don't know how he would be doing something. I don't see him in the chat, but like Auto Star Super Chats is on. Hell yeah, dude. Shout out to Clockwise for the $5 donation. Boom. We're going to go through these donations real quick, and then we're going to end the show. Thanks for the content, Brother Raven. Thank you, Clockwise, for the support and for the kind words. Dissident 42069. Nice. Is that the camera? Nice. With a $5 donation. Great job, David. Straight Guaman. No, dude, you. Dissident, you're straight Guaman. Blap, blap, blap. Thank you very much for the $5 donation. Mama Lobster, excuse me, in the chat. Love the calls. Congratulations on your baptisms. May God bless you and your family as you continue to grow in your walk in Christ. Love you all. Thank you, Mama Lobster, and thank you for the $5 donation. Thank you for the kind words. Mama Lobster was the first person to call me Brother David, and I thought that was pretty cool. So she was there. She actually got pictures. I don't know if it was the pictures that I sent. I might have taken those pictures off of the live stream from the church, but she was taking pictures out in the congregation in the pews, watching me and my family get baptized. She said she cried. She said she cried. Thank you, Mama Lobsta, for the kind words and for the donations. All right. And whoopsie, I'm just clicking random crap here. What am I doing? I got to go through the other platforms real quick. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Anti-Species for the, and then we got to tally all this up. Good golly. Good golly. Thank you, Anti-Species for the $2 donation. Says, congrats, David. Thank you, Kate. I hope you're doing well. Kate, one of our favorite people, who's got some wonky things happening. I don't like to bring it up every time. That's not all Kate is, but that is, certainly why we think about her often. Okay, thank you, Stacks Farmstead, for the $2 donation. It says, I'm going to DM you on X. I'd be honored to have you on. I'd be honored to be on, Stacks. Like I said, let me know as soon as you get that up and running, and we'll put a spotlight on it on this show. Let's go through real quick, see if we're missing any Rumble rants. Looks like we're good. Okay, cool. That's it for the Rumble rants. And then we're going to check Cash App, and we're going to check PayPal, we're going to check Venmo, and then we're going to get out of here. Boom, here we go. Scott, once again with the donation for quick math. Thanks a lot, man. $2.22 coming from Scott. Awesome, thank you. He likes to do the change so that I have to struggle, which is going to be good. Did we do this one already? Yes, we did. Emily Pareca, get on. I got him right here. Rob and Anthony of Avoiding Babylon. Let's check PayPal, and then we're going to hang it up, guys. We're going to hang it after we do some maths. And I feel like I'm cheating people if I do a calculator, so I'm not going to do the calculator. I think we crushed it. I think everything's good. We're done. Let's settle it down. Okay, 2, 8, 12, 14, 22. What's that, Matt? What's going on? I got to do math. Don't disrupt me, because if you mess my math up, people are going to... Are you still on? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Another person? I'm in shock at how many people really like you, dude. People, well, I mean, I think people really like the community aspect of things. What are you doing? Donations. Okay, we're doing good. So that's that. People are donating. Stop. Don't speak, Matt. Don't do it. Whoa, that's a cool one. 33. Okay. So, okay. This is the noises. People tune in for this to listen to. Oh, hold on a second. 5, 10, 13. I see Top is calling it. Whoa, $83.02. Stop it. That's not $830. Hold on. Look, Top called. I think we just got another one coming in from Bear Terry. Look, you're just standing with your body in front of the. No, it's fine. This isn't a professional show anyway. Let's call back Top. Let's see what he said something. I should just scroll up and see what he said. Try the drink the person gave you? Please. Oh, he. It's not a lot of sugar. Well, you put a lot of sugar in. Is there caffeine in that? We need math. Top says we need math. Okay, hold on. I got to try this thing here from the Standard Coffee Shop. But first, here he is. He's calling. Boom. And audio. Hold on. Oh, I can put you right through my MacBook. Wait, no. I don't know what. He hung up. Unbelievable. Top, stop it. I'm going to try this drink here from the Standard Coffee Shop. Is this hot? No. People love you out there, dude. Oh, that's good. That's like a mint. Yeah. A mint. People are buying me drinks. You're lying. Nobody's buying me drinks. Stop it.
Things like, what? This guy's here? I'm like, yeah, he's here all the time. I can't get rid of him.
No. Oh, that's interesting. That's like
love you.
That's a Christmas drink. Tell him I love them. He's lying to me. Nobody's out there. Nobody's doing that. That's so silly. All right, guys. $83.02. Thank you guys so much. What a banger of a day. It's nice to come back to doing a show after a long period of time and to actually be able to make some money. Let's put that up on the ticker, and we'll try to close. We'll try to close the gap on $400 on our nightly show, which is going to be happening very soon. Guys, please catch me next time on. I know you guys don't like the outro with the crow cawing, but that's what I'm going to play. That's what I'm going to play. Catch me next time, Wednesday night. We're going to go live, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know what that means for the rest of you psychos. And we'll do the same thing. It's a call-in show. We're going to hang out, and it'll be good. It'll be good. All right. I gotta. How do I do this? Okay, that's gonna play as my outro. All right, it's 16 seconds of crows calling. All right, so you guys will have to suffer through it. No, I can't play Plug In Baby Nancy because I'm gonna get copyright struck. I can't do that. All right. I wish I could. I wish I could play something cool, but instead I have the sound of crows calling or ravens calling. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for supporting. I hope this show turns into something cool for the community. I think it will. That's what I want. That's what I ask God for. I want something to bring us together. This isn't the heavy content-driven show that Nephilim Death Squad is, but this is what I can offer to the people is something to tie us together to build the community. So shout out to you guys because that's what it's called. The Raven. It should be called the Chat. But that's a bad name, and I don't want to give you guys all that credit. Bye, guys.